can we hang it on the wall later on, or do you need to put them on the table?
You can hang on the wall. That's fine. Yeah.
So I think I'll just keep the same spot.
Yeah, you can put in the same spot. Yeah. People come in. That's the first they see. That'll be very nice. So Zoom is on, right, Prabhu?
Yes, we're live on everything.
Oh, live on everything. Good. So this mic is really for the live session. More than you hear me, you can hear me like this, but we've not got a speaker here, because what it does is that when I speak on this, then people on Zoom and on YouTube can hear better. They can hear better with the mic. Yeah, they're from around the world, yeah. And currently we just got our teachers. We haven't gone public in those countries yet. Once our website is up, the 2 websites coming up. We're 1 up, the 2 more coming up. And the first one is a free site, which people can join, anybody can join. Then the second one, and then from the second to the 6th, which is 5 websites, they cater for different people. Like the second one caters to professionals. The third one caters to small businesses. The fourth one caters to large businesses. And the fifth one to the multinationals like Amazon and Google and Microsoft. We'll be teaching Microsoft this thing and all of them. Yeah, we'll be going to the highest levels. And the top organizations in the world, all of them, will be setting this. That was Prabhupada's idea. That's why I wanted this program to be set up. So where it's starting now is basically amongst the Hare Krishnas themselves, because it allows us to test things to see everything is working properly. By the time we get to the professionals and to the business people, we want to make sure that all systems are working perfectly.
Is that on a subscription basis?
Yeah, those are. They're like the professional one is $3,000. It's the first comes the talent level, which is for everybody, paid level. That's $300. Then it's actually $600, and all of them start at half. The first groups come in half, and then they go up to the normal price. So the second group is the professionals. They pay $3,000. So basically, in the professional group, what will happen is we'll be helping them in their profession to make sure that they are doing wonderfully, way beyond what they're doing now in their profession. How we can upgrade their performance in their own profession. And then small businesses who join, they will be paying $10,000. Their group will help them in their business, how to expand their business. And then the bigger businesses, they'll be paying more like $50,000. And then the multinationals will be paying $500,000 per subscription.
Is there licenses, or can anyone and everyone in the organization access it?
Yeah, so basically the way we'll do it is we'll negotiate that with them, how they want to do it. But the idea is that the certain license that they get entitles them so many seats, like that, like we say.
Perfect.
Yeah. And all of this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam teaches business. For example, there's a section Srimad Bhagavatam on business itself, how to run a proper business. Srimad Bhagavatam teaches everything. I was just explaining as we come here, it even teaches people how to make a bomb. When the first bomb was made in this world, the atom bomb, the scientist who made it got it from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam has everything in it, total knowledge. There's nothing missing. Architecture, anything. Srimad Bhagavatam is information. So it's amazing. It's just like devotees don't read Srimad Bhagavatam like that. They read Srimad Bhagavatam to figure out how they can make progress in their devotion, how they can do better as a devotee. That's how we're using Srimad Bhagavatam now. But in the future, Srimad Bhagavatam will be used for everything. It's the Acharyas say you can burn all the books in the world. If you just keep the Srimad Bhagavatam, everything will run very nicely. And we as devotees have not seen that part yet.
Right, you haven't explored.
For us that sounds like strange. How can it be that, Srimad Bhagavatam speaks about business, about math, about, science. Everybody sees Srimad Bhagavatam as a book about devotion. It's not about science, it's about devotion. And sometimes devotees speak about science in a way that sounds like science is not good. They sort of downplay science and they upplay devotion. But when science is itself devotional, that science is fantastic science. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll definitely need an interpretation for that.
Yeah. So that's why Prabhupada wanted the education system to be set up. So all of this can be understood properly. And he said that when education starts, then the whole world will join. Until education starts, everybody won't join. Because they will see devotion as some type of a cult. They'll see it as some type of a religion that's different from other religions. So competition between religions, right? My God, your God, my religion, your religion. But Srimad Bhagavatam is what they call non-sectarian, which means it doesn't cater to any particular group. It actually caters to each person as a child of God, as a person who is most beloved to God. Every living entity is most beloved to God. Bhagavad Gita, in the 5th chapter, Krishna says that, Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. I am the best benefactor, the greatest lover of all living entities, not just human beings. So even the bug on the floor, Krishna is the best lover of that friend, the best friend. That bug is a child of Krishna. Now when you start seeing things like that, the whole outlook changes. Everything becomes very different. The world becomes a very different place. Currently we don't see that. We see everybody is there on their own and competing and fighting and doing all sorts of things, like especially Kali Yuga, it's about quarrel and hypocrisy, right? So a lot of quarreling going on, a lot of hypocrisy. People say something but they're really doing something else, like that. All that will be gone when Srimad Bhagavatam rises as the educator. And that'll happen within 50 to 100 years from now. Prabhupada said even the judges will be wearing tilak on their head and they'll be shaved up and they have a sikka for those who are men judges like that. Women judges will be wearing saris. He's talking about all judges, not Hindu judges, not Indian judges. He's talking about everybody will be doing that. So when we think about it, we think how that's going to be possible. Because the way it looks right now, it's very, very different. But Prabhupada called that the second half of ISKCON.
Okay.
That's the second half. Second half will be very different. Even Jesus said that. When Jesus first came on this planet, he spoke to his people and then he told them, you're not ready to hear, so I'll come back 2,000 years later. So Prabhupada is seen as the second coming of Christ. He came back this time, and then you look at who joined him first. It was the Abrahamic faiths who joined him first. The Christians joined him, the Jews joined him first. The first disciples were Christians and Jews. Then came the Hindu disciples. Hindu disciples were not the first disciples of Prabhupada, except for one. One disciple he made in India from 1953 to 1965. That's how many years is that? 23 years? 22 years? No, 12 years. 12 years, yeah, 12 years. In those 12 years, he made one disciple in India. He preached, but in 12 years, he made one. He preached before that too. He started preaching in the 1930s. But as a guru, he started preaching in 1953. And he made one disciple in 12 years. And when he came to America, in it was the second year, 1966, well, within 1 year again, he had made more than 10 disciples. And then the second year, he made hundreds. Then it became thousands. So really, America is where Krishna consciousness was first seeded, Prabhupada style. It was seeded in different ways everywhere, but Prabhupada style, it was seeded in the United States of America. So we are really the original country of Krishna consciousness according to Prabhupada's vision of what Krishna consciousness should be. So we call that the life and teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So this university is based on the life and teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So I spoke to Harvard about it, Harvard University, and they liked it so much they gave me an award actually. They gave me a Heroes Award. They said, wow. And at the end of the conversation they were saying to me, looks like you're going to put us out of business. And I said, I hope I do. And they said, why do you say that? I said, because you guys slaughter the soul. You do not give any information about the soul. You promote material life in a way that the soul is degraded. So degradation of the soul is not good. That's why, now if you change, that's a different story. If you guys become Krishna conscious, then I'll say, we won't put you out of business. So if you don't want to get out of business, you better change to Prabhupada's life and teachings. So, it's like, it's amazing that we're talking to the top people in this world and they're seeing us as the leaders. Up till now, they've been seeing us as like some crazy religion, who's like a cult, and only if you're going to wear, what they call tablecloths. They call this tablecloth. You know how on a dining table they put a cloth, a big cloth on the dining table?
That's what we put.
That they wrapped it around there.
Sometimes they say bed sheet.
Bed sheets, yeah. Sometimes they even say bed sheets. These guys wear bed sheets, and they go and they don't have any money, so they're very poor, so they cry a lot. So they go and cry on the street, so somebody might throw some money at them because they like to eat a lot. So this is the opinion they have about us. Little do they know that that was Prabhupada's style to get in surreptitiously, to get in quietly. Because if he came in too strong, the Christians would have attacked us. So they would feel threatened, right? Oh, this is going to wipe Christianity out of the planet. So then they'll try to stop it. But Prabhupada showed it in a way that the Christians thought, this is no competition, we don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about the Hare Krishnas. Nobody's going to become Hare Krishna. Who's going to give up eating meat, fish and eggs? Who's going to stop drinking liquor? Who's going to stop womanizing? Who's going to stop gambling, doing business, taking risks in business, this, that? Who's going to do that? Nobody. And who's going to sit down for 2 hours and chant Hare Krishna? And what is this Hare Krishna anyway? So they think that this is not going to happen. And yet Nostradamus' prediction was that in mid-1960s, some religious leader will come from the east to the west. And he will start a program, and after that, for the next 1,000 years, he said 1,000 years, the whole world will practice that religion. That's what he said. Now in 1965, two religious leaders came to, mid-60s, two religious leaders came to America. One was Prabhupada, and the other was Rajneesh. So then they decided to interview both of them. Then they'll find out which is the one, you see. So they asked 3 questions. First question, they put Prabhupada in. And they did it like a TV interview, so he wouldn't suspect what was happening. They asked, the first question is, why did you come to America? He said, I came to America to give America God. They said, oh, that's very nice. And they said, and how do you propose that they will give them God? He says, well, they have to stop eating meat, fish, and eggs. They have to stop gambling. They have to stop drinking liquor, including tea and coffee, he said. And then he said they have to stop chasing women, stop womanizing like that. So you could see the person who's interviewing, he's thinking, not going to happen in the United States of America. You came to the wrong country, bro. You know. Then he said, the third question, that was a very nice question. He said, so how many people do you think will convert to the religion? Prabhupada said, even if one person takes to the process, my mission is successful. So they thought, oh, this is not the guy. We don't have to worry about this guy. He's just after one person. Well, there's more than 100 million people in America we don't have to worry about. So then they called Rajneesh and asked him same questions. Question number one, why did you come to America? He said, I came to America to give America God. He didn't hear, by the way, what Prabhupada said. He was in another room and he couldn't hear what Prabhupada was saying. Then the second question, I said, how many people do you think, or how are you going to do this? How are you going to do this? So he said, my process is that if you like to eat meat, eat lots of meat. As much meat as you like. Eat meat all day. If you like to have sex with everybody. As much sex as you want. Whatever you like to do, go to its maximum. This guy thought, oh, this is dangerous. This is very attractive, you know what I mean? So he says, and so how many people do you think will join your movement? He says, everybody will, including you. Points at that person, including you are going to join. The next day, the American government passed a law and kicked Rajneesh and his team out of America. They were in Oregon. And they had a very big setup in Oregon. 90 Rolls Royces were in a row taking him to the airport when he was kicked out of America. Because they thought, this is the guy. This is the guy that's going to change America, and all Americans will become Osho. He calls his group Osho. I know this story very well, because you might have heard of another name amongst Osho, Ma Anand Leela. You ever heard that name? She was his right-hand man. Rajneesh's right man. She's my cousin. My house and her house in our village is across the street. In the village. You know how in village we're all very close, right? So. Sorry? Yeah, Sheila. He was known by the name Sheila. Yeah. Yeah. So I was talking to her one day, after all this happened. I joined Hare Krishna later, no? So I was talking to her, and she was telling me what happened. And so she knows the story inside out, because she lived that story. It's like, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, right, knows the story of ISKCON inside out. He was Prabhupada's right-hand man, you know what I mean? So he knows everything about what Prabhupada did, didn't do this, said, didn't say, you know what I'm saying? What happened, didn't happen inside ISKCON, that type of stuff. So, but we got in, right? Now, we're too strong.
Yeah, they didn't feel us.
Yeah, they didn't.
Take us as a threat. So.
No threat. And now Hare Krishna is like everywhere in America, right? We're not big in the sense like we've not still come out with our education system. Until education happens, ISKCON is not going to be big in America. But it'll be powerful, it'll be strong, it'll be well established, let's put it this way. So we have all that, but it's just now one more portion to go, and that's how to make it understood by everybody in a way that makes sense to them. Right now, we're not making sense. To most people in America, we're not making sense. We're just like a sideshow that's going on. Interesting sideshow, but nothing they're going to take interest in.
So you think that we are still far from having Krishna consciousness as a subject in schools or colleges?
No, we're not very far. Once education starts, and then education brings the curriculum in, to bring the curriculum in, you have to become recognized for curriculum. People have to feel like this is the real curriculum. It has all the scientific hallmarks of a curriculum, How education department, of course, right now education department itself is under a big shadow because Trump wants to get rid of the education department. He doesn't want an education department. You see what I'm saying? Because he feels with the education department, Christianity can't come in a way that it should come in, He wants the Bible to be a part of the curriculum in every school. You see what I'm saying? And that's going to help us. Because what's going to happen is if the Bible can come in, the Gita can come in, right? Because the Gita is in the same thing as the Bible. And so people will say, hey, we brought the Bible in, why not bring the Quran in? Why not bring the Gita in? Why not bring the Torah in? These also give information about God, right? So in that sense, Trump is doing a very good job. Most people don't like Trump, but what he's doing to America is very, very good. It's going to be very helpful to us. A lot of things are going to change. He's forcing change in a way that nobody likes. I mean, not nobody, but many people don't like it, you know. But actually, who likes anything that's good, right? I mean, if you tell the kids when they were young, go to school. No, they don't want to go to school. Who wants to go to school? Nobody wants to go to school, right? So, you know, but school is good for them, right? Yeah, you suffer in school, but after you come out of school and you graduated, it's going to help you in your life, right? Hopefully, but at least it does.
A few more sufferings.
Yeah,
That's all.
at least it helps.
Corporate world, that's all.
I mean, they say that those who are educated earn more than those who are not. You know, I mean, that's for wages. That's not true for business, though. It's not true for business. In business, those who are not so educated do better because they don't get restricted by what they were taught. So when you get taught something, you start getting little, you know, you might say restricted is a good word, but you stay within a certain boundary, you know. You grow boundaries around us, yeah. We get ourselves into a box.
That's very interesting how our risk-taking capability
Yeah.
is just diminished.
Yeah, it's gone.
We know a lot
After that, we're told don't take risks.
Yeah.
Live in your comfort zone, right? And business people say live in your outside your comfort zone. You know, that type of thing. So
The greater the risk, the greater the reward.
yeah, the greater the risk, the greater the reward. No pain, no gain, they say, right? No pain, no gain. So all this changes. Okay, so we're well past 11 o'clock. So what we'll do is we'll start with Kirtan. And, right, we'll do Kirtan for about half an hour. The way we'll do this is we'll do Kirtan for half an hour. And then I'll speak about what we're doing. And then after that, we will do the Pushpa Abhishek to the Lord. And also do a Nisinga Homa. The way we're doing it now, we're doing it a little differently now. Because in America, the law is you cannot start a fire inside the house without the approval of the fire department, the fire sheriff. Because it's a danger, right? Things might go out of control and the house might burn down. And the houses are so close to one another, that whole series of houses start burning down, right? And of course, you know, American system is that safety and security is very important, right? That's why they put these smoke alarms. But what we used to do was take the smoke alarm off, right? That's illegal. So now what's happened is that the new system is if you do anything illegal and you don't have a citizenship, they'll ship you out of the country. Even with green card, they'll ship you out. So we don't want to take that risk, right? Most people don't have a citizenship. Most people are on a green card or somebody's on a H-1B or something like that, right? So we don't want to take risks. I think here everyone is citizen, I think, right? No? Oh, you're an H-1B. You're all citizens, right? You're citizens, yeah. So your side all citizens, right, Prabhuji? Your family also, yeah. I think the only one, you're the only one. But still, we don't want them to ship you out of the country. So we want to make sure that we don't do anything illegal. And Prabhupada actually once said, he said, never do anything illegal. Never. You don't need to. It's not worth it. You spoil reputation. He says that puts a bad reputation on me, that I encouraged you people to do anything that was wrong. He said, according to the country, live according to the country you're in. So in the US, you follow US law. In India, you follow Indian law, right? India, you can put fire sacrifice in the house, no problem. No one's going to stop you.
And the houses are not made of wood anyway.
Yeah, in India, yeah. Most of them made of stone, so
Yeah.
concrete and stone, yeah. Especially stone, right? Older houses were all stone. Bricks came in later. The first Indian houses were all stone. That's why they become very cold inside in winter. Very cold. The stone itself becomes cold. Okay, so we have any kartals here? Do you have?
Yes, we do. Can you bring one from upstairs on the puja room, shall we? No, they're not okay. No, okay, then I'll show you.
So is that family who gave the Srimad Bhagavatam coming?
Yeah, they said they'll come too.
Okay. Because doing the installation and they're not here won't make sense.
Yeah, everybody's running in, IST.
IST time, yeah. Thank you, Pranya.
Oh, 11 a.m.? I thought you said 11 p.m.
What is that?
I was saying they're good. They'll say, oh, 11 a.m.? We thought you said 11 p.m.
No, it's a very typical Saturday with all the Indians coming in.
Yeah, yeah,
Just slowly going to crawl in.
yeah. Okay. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Nama Om Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatadesha Tarine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Jaya Radha, Kalachandji Radha, Kalachandji Shri Radhe, Jaya Radha. Jaya Radha, Kalachandji Radha, Kalachandji Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha, Govinda Radha, Govinda Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Radhe. Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me Jagannatha. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatu me. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath Swami, Jaya Jagannath. Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Pancha Tattva, Pancha Tattva, Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha. Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva, Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gauranga Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gauranga Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Jaya. Jaya Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada, Vaishnava Thakur Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada, Patit Pavan Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Patita Pavan Srila Guru Deva, Patit Pavan Srila Guru Deva. Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Privrajikacharya Astotarasta Shishimad, His Divine Grace Srila Bhaya Charanarvindam Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya, BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Guru Brinda Ki Jai. Shri Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Shri Sadguru Sai Prabhu Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Brinda Ki Jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Brinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana Ki Jai. Brajabhumi Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Purushottama Chetra Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Gokula Puri Dham Ki Jai. Yamuna Mai Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Srimati Tulasi Devi Maharani Ki Jai. Srimati Bhakti Devi Maharani Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Brinda Ki Jai. Bolo Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Sankirtan Mahajagya Ki Jai. Jugadharma Hare Krishna Maha Mantra Ki Jai. ISKCON Texas Yatra Ki Jai. His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Books and Prasad Distribution Ki Jai. Jai Bolo Shri 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 Panchatattva Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Shri 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 Jagannath Baladeva Subhadra Maharani Ki Jai. Shri Shri Prahlad Nrsimha Deva Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Govinda Ji Ki Jai. Shri Shri Chota Radha Kalachanji Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Kalachanji Ki Jai. Shri 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 Radha Kalachanji Dham Ki Jai. Shri 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 Radha Kalachanji Dham Gaura Bhakta Brinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories, Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Please come sit on this, or if you want to sit on chairs, we also this can be set on as well. This little, yeah, you might all move up a little bit so that it's going from the back. There was place to sit. Okay. You're going to hang around for life? Are you leaving? Okay. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, so for those of you who just came in, this mic is not for you. You might have noticed it's not amplifying. This mic is really for those who are watching on Zoom and on YouTube. We're live streaming this. So this program is called Smyhl, and you can see on the board next to me the acronym Sankirtan Mahayagya Harinam Lifestyle. So that's why it acronyms as SMYHL, so pronounces the same as Smyhl. And our Lord is Lord Jagannath. You can see Lord Jagannath is always smiling, right? That is a very amazing feature of Lord Jagannath. He's always happy. He's always smiling. So in this program, what we're doing, this is a program that is being started in Dallas, but will go all over the world. We're hoping by the end of this year there'll be 10,000 programs like this going on all over the world, in every country of the world. Currently, Hare Krishna is in 180 countries of the world. We're hoping this year we'll make it to 200 countries. 20 more countries to go. We'll be in every country in the world. And actually, there is no other religious faith that is in so many countries at the same time. And this tells everyone that we are really praying to God, we are worshiping God. Our program is all about how each person can achieve the highest potential of their life. That's really the end purpose of ISKCON. And this is understood by hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita that explains how life works, so that we can understand our life in a way that we can be truly happy now, not later, like that. So to start this program, I'm going to have you all put your hands together and repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and by the sweetest graces of my spiritual master, my darkened eyes were opened with the salve of love in the form of transcendental knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances, gratitude, and homage to him. Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhya Vaishnavebhya Namo Namaha. Let us offer our respectful obeisances upon all Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees, for they can fulfill the desires of everyone, for they are full of compassion for everyone. Jai Radhe. So, the reason ISKCON was started, the reason the Hare Krishna movement started, and by the way, it started in the US. For most people might wonder, Hare Krishna and ISKCON is based on a Vaishnava faith called Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Vaishnava simply means those who believe in one God, because God's name is Vishnu. One of the names given to him is Vishnu. Vishnu means the all-auspicious. And also because when he comes in his original form, Krishna is the origin. A lot of times in India we hear that Krishna is one of the 10 avatars of Vishnu. It is true that in this world, Vishnu came first, and then after him came Krishna. And he came through the agency of Vishnu, which is why when he was first born, he appears in his four-handed form, right? In Mathura. He doesn't appear as his two-handed form. He did appear as his two-handed form at the very same time he appeared there. He appeared as his two-handed form in the womb of Mother Yashoda. And then what happened was that four-handed form, because his mother Devaki was not very happy that he had appeared in his four-handed form, because then the love the mother has for the child initially is to feed the child, to play with the child, to nurse the child, right? That is the mother's greatest happiness. So Mother Devaki thought, he's bigger than I am. He comes out of me and he's already taller than I am. He's wearing all these fancy clothes. He's got a helmet on his head. You know what I mean? I mean, that's not even possible. If a person is born from a mother, we don't see the child coming out bigger than the mother, fully grown up, nice clothes, everything perfectly dressed. Like that, we don't see that. Hare Krishna, Doctor. So, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, come right in. So she asked him, can you please come down to size so I can at least have a relationship with you of mother and child, right? She wanted him as her child. She wanted God to be her child. So that's why Krishna appears as Vasudeva to actually Devaki. Hare Krishna. So Devaki, so then, because Kans had this requirement, right, that every child that was born had to be brought in front of him. And in a very cruel way, he had killed 6 children already. So obviously, no mother can bear separation from a child, right, like that. Or to speak 6 times. Of course, the 7th time it was Yogamaya. That Yogamaya was born in Vrindavan, they said. And at the same time, when Yogamaya was born, Mother Yashoda gave birth to twins, Yogamaya and Krishna. Brother and sister were born at the same time. That sister came too, because she's Yogamaya. She can fly, she can do everything like that. Right from birth, she can fly. So she flew over to Mathura. And then, when the baby was taken, the 7th baby was taken. The 7th baby happened to be Balaram. And so an arrangement was made that Yogamaya would fly over to Mathura and that Balaram will be transferred to the womb of Rohini. That is why he's called Sankarshan. He was pulled out of the womb of Mother Devaki and put into the womb of Mother Rohini. So he became known as Rohini Sutta. But actually he's originally the son of Devaki. And Krishna is also the son of Devaki. That is why they're two brothers. Otherwise people ask how this is Rohini's son, and this side Yashoda's son or Devaki's son. So this is all Krishna. Krishna always does unusual things. His things are never normal. It's very hard to understand what Krishna does. Until you know what he's doing, you might also think something's wrong here, Something's going wrong here. Then when you understand what is happening, you realize not only something is not going wrong. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Not only is something not going wrong, Mataji, Hare Krishna to you. It is going amazing. It's like, whoa, how does that happen? It's like that's how amazing it is. And so, why I'm telling you this story, this explains why we started this program. So, that Krishna, when he comes, people ask him, why did you come to this world? He is the original person. In the spiritual world, which comes before the material world, material world is like a prison house. Right? In a country, the first house that built is not a prison house. The first house that are built are people's houses and public houses where you can do programs and, like big festivals and this, that, and the other, right? Arenas are built. Prison is only built for those people who don't behave themselves, right? They have to be incarcerated so that they behave themselves and they don't cause a disturbance to society. So the material world is Durg. Durg means prison house. And the boss of prison house is Durga. That is why she is called Durga, because she is the boss of Durg. Therefore she becomes Durga, like that. And she is a very frightening person, by the way. If you really meet Durga face to face, you will realize, like they say in this world, people, when they have something very shocking happen, they pass urine or stool, right? Because they're so shocked. That's what will happen if you really see Durga. Even your blood will start coming out. You know what I mean? She's a Bhayanak person, very, very, very powerful person, but very strong because she's very angry. She's always very angry. Even Lord Shiva doesn't mess with Durga. When she gets in her mood, Lord Shiva just lies down on the ground. Don't worry about it. Don't do anything. Don't say anything. Don't move. The smallest thing will set her off. That's how powerful she is. So anyway, so why is Durga so angry? Durga is so angry because in the spiritual world, which is where we all come from, a place called Goloka Vrindavan, all of us live there in that place. Actually, this is in Goloka Vrindavan, this place also. It's just a part of it was set into a certain area called the material world, like that. And the whole material world sits on the planet of Goloka Vrindavan like a particle of dust sits on planet Earth. That's the size comparison. The whole material world is the size of a particle of dust on planet Earth compared to Goloka Vrindavan. That's how big Goloka Vrindavan is. Anyway, we're all from there. And Krishna was the first person there, and he manifested all living entities. He says that in Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhavaha matta sarvam pravarti. So from him, from his right side, he manifests Balram, and from his left, he manifests Radharani. These three are the same soul, but three bodies, like that. And then Balaram manifests all the incarnations of Krishna, like himself, and then Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vasudev. So then Vasudev has Maha Vasudev, Sankarshan, Maha Sankarshan. They appear at the Maha group. From Maha Sankarshan comes Narayan. From Narayan comes Mahavishnu. From Mahavishnu come three Vishnus: Shiradakshai Vishnu, Karnadakshai Vishnu, and Garbhadakshai Vishnu. These three are the Vishnus we know in this world. It is through them that Krishna comes. So people say Krishna, Vishnu avatar. But actually Vishnu himself is an avatar of Mahavishnu, who is an avatar of Narayan, who is an avatar of Maha Sankarshan, who is an avatar of Sankarshan, who is an avatar of Balaram, who is an avatar of Krishna. That's the chain. You see what I'm saying? So when Krishna comes, people are surprised, why did you have to come, right? All these avatars are there, can handle the material world. Why you came? He said, I came because nobody does what I do. From birth, I will start doing things that are so interesting, right? His leelas are so interesting. Like, his little baby, he has leelas that are just like amazing leelas, Like, I'll give you one so you understand the type of leela he does. So when he was about 3 years old, he started walking and running and everything. And now Mother Yashoda could not control him anymore. He runs too fast, walks too fast, speaks too much. Everything was like, he was in his mood. So, one day, Nanda Baba's mother came to visit. So this is grandma, right? This is Dadi coming to visit. So Mother Yashoda, obviously, very respectful, right? She's the Bahu of the house. She goes over and touches the feet of her mother-in-law and says, Maya, Maya, so nice to see you. How auspicious seeing you. Then she says to Krishna, come. Pailago, you touch your feet. Krishna, no, I don't touch anybody's feet. Sometimes children, you tell them, right, to do something. No, I don't want to do it. Like that. She says, no, you have to do that. No, I'm not going to do it. Why you don't want to do that? Okay, what is she going to give me if I do? Krishna is saying. What is she going to give me? I got everything. What do I need from her? I don't need it. I'm not touching anybody's feet. So Mother Yashoda then gets a little angry at him, you know what I mean? And says, why, you only touch people's feet if they give you something? What type of touching feet is that? That's not showing respect. That's business. He said, I don't care what you say. I'm not touching your feet. So then Mother said, okay, I know you really like to eat makhan. I'll give you more makhan. He says, but that makhan coming from you. She's not giving makhan. Why I'll touch you? I'll touch your feet. Why I'll touch your feet? I'm not touching your feet. So then she says, okay, I will give you misri with chapati. This was Krishna's special. He likes to eat chapati and a type of mixture that has ghee and sugar candy in it, and eat it with a roti. Of course, the rotis the Brajabasis make a little different from how we make. They make the roti by doing this. It's flattened by hand, and it's very tasty actually because they make it from fresh, and they grind it fresh. By the way, every day they grind fresh for their roti. Like us, right? We go to Patel Brothers and buy a 2-year-old, atta. Nice brand name on it, Krishna brand, like that. They eat fresh, so it tastes very nice. And then when you put it with that, and the ghee is very nice, it came that day from the cow. So, everything is very fresh, right? The sugar cane is from their own fields, so they make their own sugar. Everything is homemade, fresh. So Krishna says, no, that even Baba can give me. I don't need that. And Yashoda is thinking, what, I can do. So she said, okay, I can tell you one thing. She can help you find the right girl to get married to. Immediately he runs and he hugs her, jumps onto her, not even hugs her, just jumps onto her. And she's so happy, grandma, right? You know how grandma loves the grandkid, right? There is no comparison. The love the grandma has, the love the mother has is no comparison. But there's another level of love that the grandma has, right? For the kid, for the grandkid. So she's so happy, And she said, yes, she said, I will find you the best girl in the world to get married to. So now Krishna is not letting go. She wants to put him down. He is holding on, really tight, not going to let go. He even sleeps with her that night. He won't let her go at all. All the time he's holding on to her sari, hanging around with her. Wherever she goes with him. Please bless me. Say, I want to have a nice wife. So Mother Yashoda says, what is this wife thing about? Where did you learn all this, that you have to have a nice wife and everything? No, I see how nicely you serve Baba. I want somebody to serve me like that. So I don't have to worry about anything. I see Baba doesn't have to worry anything. You take care of everything. Baba is just relaxed, Baba never gets mad at Krishna. Why? Because his mood is always good mood, right? Yashoda's mood gets a little tough because she's tired, right? She's working all day, hard in the house. So sometimes obviously her mood's going to go a little out, right? Things are not going well. Baba doesn't have to worry. All the things are being done by her and all his people, because he's the king, right? So all his people are doing things. So the guy is just having a relaxed time, right? He's always in a good mood. He never gets mad at Krishna. And Yashoda Mai gets mad at Krishna so many times, right? Grandma doesn't get mad either. So grandma is good, Maya is not good, Brahma is good. Like that. So this is right from babyhood. His pastimes start like this, right? He does even those before that I can tell you about. But my point is, that's Krishna. So Krishna says that I came and I danced with my friends and I played with my friends, the gopas and the gopis. And I'm telling you all, please come and join me and come and dance and play with me. You get the idea? That is why Krishna came. Paritanaya sadhunam vinashaya chidushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. This it says in the Bhagavad Gita. So this process of actually loving Krishna or being with Krishna and doing things with Krishna is the process of happiness and love. It's called prema bhakti. There's a type of love in there, not a type of love, very best type of love, and also there is a knowledge and a happiness that actually allows our soul to become truly happy. This is why we say, Hare Krishna, come right in, please. Hare Krishna. So this is called Prema Bhakti, and so this is why Krishna comes to actually give us Hare Krishna, to give us Prema Bhakti like that. And so, in the spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavan, the way they practice this bhakti is called Golokera Premadhana. It's called Golokera Premadhana. Now, why this is very important is because let's switch from Krishna to us. Who are we? So Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita 3 times describes our relationship with Krishna. First time he says that we are his beloveds. Suridam sarva bhutanam, he says. All living entities are beloved of Krishna. Now Krishna is the greatest person. He's called Sarvottam Purushottam Bhagavan, Sri Krishna. Parameshwar, Bhagavan, like that. Lord Brahma, who is the original person in this world, describes Krishna as Ishvara Parama Krishna. Parama Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna. So he's the Parameshwar, Purushottam Bhagavan, like that. We're all Ishvaras. Ishvara means controller. We're all born of the controller, so we're all going to be controllers. That's why we like to control, right? Everybody wants to be boss. Why they want to be boss? Because that's the controller aspect of our life, like that. So naturally we want to be boss. So that aspect where he is the original controller, he is trying to tell us, but that's not my most important position. My most important position is that I love everyone. Because in love you cannot control. The moment you control, love will fly out of the window. For example, who is a big controller in this world? The boss, right? But nobody loves the boss, right? You know, unless you're psychologically damaged or something. But really, boss is nobody. And BOSS spells the other way something else, right? You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes the boss. They only tolerate the boss because they need the money. If the boss decided not to pay them, they'll forget that boss, find another boss, right? So anyway, so Golokara Premadhana, in this world, when Lord Chaitanya came, who is Lord Chaitanya? Lord Chaitanya is Krishna coming with the mood of Radharani, and therefore it says, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. So Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna together. Krishna is very powerful, but with Radharani he becomes even better. Lord Chaitanya says that he brought that Golokara Premadhana to this world in the form of Sankirtan. Then the question becomes, what is Sankirtan? So Sankirtan means anything where you do kirtan in the association of others. Sankirtan. So what is kirtan? I'm breaking this down so you get to understand why we're doing this program, okay? Why this program is going to go all over the world. Yeah. Mark my word that I wrote it down today. I said it to you today. You can write it down. That Nityananda said this on this day. I've said this a number of times. But the top businesses in this world will be following this system, including Amazon, including Microsoft, including Facebook, including Tesla. You name any of the top organizations, all will be following this system. And I'll explain to you why it's going to happen. So you'll know now. That's a pretty bold statement I just made here. Okay? Because right now these guys have no interest in Krishna consciousness. Absolutely zilch. Except for a little bit of Vastu here and a little bit of, astrology there and this, that and the other, right? Little parts of it. But not the essence of Krishna consciousness. So, kirtan means to glorify. Kirtan comes from the Sanskrit word kirtiyate. Kirtiyate iti kirtanam. So, when you glorify someone, that's love. When you love someone, you'll glorify them, right? Naturally. You'll think they're the greatest person, they're very nice. You're always thinking about them. How do we glorify? You don't always glorify by words. Sometimes you glorify by thoughts, right? Sometimes you glorify by action, right? If you love someone, like on Valentine's Day, they offer their Valentine some chocolates or roses, right? It's an expression, right? It's an expression. Therefore, the Sanskrit word seva. Seva in Sanskrit means expression of love. It doesn't mean work. Most people think seva means work, like that. But seva, the original meaning of the word seva was expression of love. So you can imagine, everybody likes to express love, right? So seva, nobody has a problem with. Work, everybody has a problem with. Nobody wants to work. That's why they want to win the lottery, right? What's the purpose of the lottery? The lottery is, I stop working, fire the boss. Now I can do whatever I want all day long, right? Always doing what I want. I mean, love what you do what you love all the time, right? That's called retirement. So that's what people really want, you see what I'm saying? So, this glorification, when you glorify God, it's called kirtanam. That kirtayate becomes kirtanam now, which means you're now glorifying God. When you're glorifying God in the association of others who are glorifying God, that's called sankirtanam. Because there's sangha in there now. Get the idea? That is the taste of Golokera Premadhana. Now you're getting the taste of what is the Premadhana in the spiritual world. So how do you do that? How do you do Sankirtan? You don't only do Sankirtan by doing Kirtan as we know it, like bhajan, right? When you do bhajan and Kirtan, like I started with Kirtan, right? I sang some, and you responded. That's called Kirtan. But that's not the only way to do Kirtan. That's not the only way to glorify the Lord. You can glorify the Lord by simply saying, I love you. Like a beloved says to the lover, I love you. The lover feels good, right? That's glorification. You didn't do anything, you just said. In Hindi they say tuk chap, right? That's just lip service, right? That's not real love. In America, people say, I love you all the time, right? Every Tom, Dick and Harry on the road, they'll say, I love you too. Right? Doesn't mean they really love the person. See what I'm saying? But love can happen from all the way there to giving your life. Just in the case of marriage. Husband is giving his life to the wife is giving his life to the husband, right? It is said, this is my actually 50th year. I finished now 50 years of marriage counseling. I'm a marriage counselor, certified marriage counselor. I've ended my 51st year as a marriage counselor, so I'm fairly good at marriages. I have a good idea what marriages are. So in a marriage, it is said that the perfect marriage is two bodies become one soul. You see what I'm saying? Both the husband and wife have so much faith in one another, so much trust in one another. There's like if the husband said something, as good as the wife said it. If the wife says something, as good as the husband said it. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you have children, right? Sometimes children play the parents, right? If you don't like what the father said, go to the mother, Don't like the mother said, go to the father, right? But the idea is in the marriage, you become one, so it doesn't matter if you're to the father or mother, you're going to get the same answer. You see what I'm saying? Like that. So the idea is that this service that we're doing, which is an expression of love, the service that we do, actually is done in many, many different ways. So in Bhagavad Gita is explained that whatever we do, whatever we offer, whatever we eat, anything we do should be connected to Krishna. If you connect it to Krishna, it is called seva. Even though it is something that everybody does anyway. Like in the morning I brush my teeth. Everybody brushes their teeth, right? How is that seva? But if I brush my teeth, thinking to myself, I'm doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. Not for my pleasure, but for Krishna's pleasure I'm doing it, it becomes seva. Because now it's connected. That's called yukta. Yukta means to link. That's where the word yoga comes from. So you can do 24/7 yoga, like Prabhuji is sitting and snoring, right? That can be 24/7 yoga if he is also listening and he's thinking about something that is connected to Krishna. You get the idea? Anything you do can be yoga so long as you did it for the love of God. Now, that doesn't mean, therefore, you love nobody else. Right? Because God is the parent. He says, Am Bij Pradapita, I am the seed we give Father living. If you love the parent, do you say, I love the father, therefore I don't love anybody else in the family? Nobody thinks like that, right? If you love the father, you have to also love the mother. You also have to love the children. You actually even have to love the dog and the cat in that house, right? Correct? That's what it means. So if you love Krishna, and Krishna is the father of all living entities, you have to be nice to other living entities too. You don't love them in the same way, just like you don't love your mother the same way you love your wife, right? Those are two different roles of a woman. And then you don't love those two the same way you love your daughter, right? That's another role. Or a woman on the street. You don't love the same way like you love your wife, right? Because these are different, they're women, but they're in different roles. So Krishna like that comes in different roles. He comes as Ram, he comes as Varahadev, he comes as Nrsingadev, he comes, all these roles he plays. But you play them in their role, you don't change roles. You see what I'm saying? Keep them in their role, like that. So when you love Krishna, in the role that you have with Krishna, that is when your bhakti starts. Your bhakti does not start when you go to the temple and take initiation and start worshipping the Lord. That is not bhakti. That is practice before the bhakti starts. That is practicing to get discipline. Therefore you call disciple. Because there's no disciplining yourself so that you can come to what is called sadhana. The sadhana stage of bhakti. But it is not the sadhana stage of bhakti that impresses Krishna. What impresses Krishna is the Raganuga stage, which is now you are spontaneously loving Krishna. It's not because he's God that you're loving him. You love him because he's your friend, he's your father, he's your brother, he's your something. You have to have a relationship with Krishna. You have to choose that. And to do that, Lord Jagannath came on this planet. Because Lord Jagannath is the only Krishna who is incomplete. If you ever see Jagannath, you'll see he doesn't have hands, doesn't have feet, right? Doesn't have ear, right? He has very slight nose. The nose was melting, it didn't fully melt. So the nose is a little bit there. But really, he's two big eyes and a smile. That's Jagannath. He comes as Jagannath, so now Krishna we can have a relationship with, and you can choose. That Jagannath is my brother, Jagannath is my father, Jagannath is my son, Jagannath is my friend, Jagannath is my son's friend, my brother's friend, my brother's elder brother, my brother's younger brother. How many relationships there are with men? I mean, there's like tons of relationships, right? The cousin, first cousin, second cousin, fourth cousin, fifth cousin. He's my brother's boss. That's a relationship too, right? There are myriads of relationships you can have with Jagannath. But you have to choose one and stay in that track, because you're going to have to develop that relationship, right? You can't keep changing relationship. You can't say, oh, you are my wife. Oh, now you're not my wife, you're my daughter. What type of situation is that? Wife will think, what's this? I'm your wife, how can you call me your daughter now? You know what I mean? And tell me, go and get married to the other guy. That's pretty stupid, right? You get the idea. When you are in a relationship, the idea is to stay in that relationship and cultivate that relationship, and from that relationship, everything will come. If Jagannath is your friend, and as a friend, you do everything in your life with him as a friend, what you will not be able to do in this world? Right? I give the example of wealth. If you want to become rich and Warren Buffett is your best friend, and your only friend, not best, only friend, you are his only friend, and he is your only friend. Right? Will you have money problems? Absolutely not. The guy in 2008, when the market crashed, gave a $30 billion check, one donation, one check. That's how rich the guy is. He has $300 billion sitting in his bank account as cash. That's how rich he is. How much will we need to be happy? How much? Give me the highest figure one of you think. If I had this amount of money, I'd be happy. How much would that be? What do you think? What's your figure? If you had this much money, you'd be really happy. Now, okay? Don't think future and everything. Just now, right now. How much money do you think if you had, you would be happy? $1 million, yeah. That's a big amount of money, right? It's a big amount of money. You see what I'm saying? If the guy gave $30 billion in charity to a friend, he'll at least give him like 10%, right? Like, how much do we give in charity? When you go to the temple, how much do people give? $500, mostly $51 and $11 and $50. But some people give $500. Some people give $5,000. $5,000 comes, Mother Padma becomes very happy. She's like, today was a good day. I got one check for $5,000. You see what I'm saying? 10,000, let's say 10,000, right? So that person who gives 10,000 to his friend, he'll give $1,000 easily, right? You see what I'm saying? Friend doesn't get as much, but temple is bigger, right? So if he gave, $30 billion, he can give $3 billion to you, 10%, right? But even if he gave you 10% of $3 billion, that's still $30 million. No, $300 million. That's a lot of money, right? And we only asked for one, and you got 300. Imagine, he knows that you're looking for $1 million, and on your birthday you get a check and it says 300 million on it. You'll think, this is my best friend. This is my only friend. You'll feel like that, right? So this is Krishna. How much does Krishna have? I mean, yeah, Warren Buffett has $300 billion cash in the bank account. Well, how much do you think Krishna has? There's no value you can put on it. Unlimited. He's your best friend. What he will not do for you? You see what I'm saying? So Sankirtan means, how can I connect with Krishna and how I can serve Krishna in a way that he will become truly happy and all of his people will become truly happy too. Because Krishna is not happy if his people are not happy. Just like those of us who are parents, we can't be happy if our children are not happy, right? Even if one child is not happy, the whole family becomes unhappy. Yeah? Just one child has to be unhappy. The whole family goes down. Because that's how much love they have for all their children, right? So we're all Krishna's children. How can he be happy if we're not happy? So what do we have to do for that happiness? What we have to do is, first of all, connect our heart to Krishna's heart and understand that Krishna is with me all the time as Paramatma, and he is always with me as Krishna. But then, what is your relationship with Krishna? You must build that. That's why we started this program called Smyhl, Sankirtan, Mahayagya, Harinam Lifestyle. So we can introduce Jagannath to everybody's house, like this Jagannath. We're going to do an installation today. We're going to do a Pushpa Abhishek, and we'll do a Nrsimha Homa, done the new way, because now in America, if you light a fire inside the house and you don't have the permit from the fire marshal, it's illegal. And if you have anything less than a citizenship, you can be thrown out of this country. So if you don't like to get thrown out of America, please don't turn up at a yagya which is being done illegally. Make sure they have the permit to do it, and if they have the permit, they don't have to take the fire alarm off. That's not legal to take that smoke alarm off. It's illegal. So we do it a new way, which is still yagya, and you'll see it today, and that's still a homa, a single homa. Okay? So we'll be doing that. So this program we ask people to do in their homes, not this installation program and everything, just the Smyhl program. So what is the Smyhl program we ask people to do? By that Smyhl program, what happens is, by doing it 1 hour a week, you will start understanding in your heart, how is it that you can 24/7 be with Krishna? Because there are only 2 rules in Krishna consciousness. Rule number 1 is, always remember Krishna. And rule number 2 is, never forget Krishna. Those are only 2 rules. So if you always remember Krishna and you never forget Krishna, that is when we say you are Krishna conscious. Otherwise, you are trying to become Krishna conscious. You're still not Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious means you never forget Krishna under any circumstance. Now, does that mean that all day long I remember Krishna, therefore I can't do anything else? No. Actually, when you remember Krishna, you will do better. Right? Like how many times you go to work and you see on the desk, there's a photo of some lady on that desk. Who do you think that lady is? Probably the wife, right? Of the husband who's sitting on the desk. They put their wife's photo, the husband's photo, daughter's photo, son's photo, dog's photo, cat's photo, right? It's somebody they love, right? On that. Now, they're thinking about them all day, right? Does that mean they get no work done? No, they get actually more work done. Because they're inspired. They're thinking, oh, I'm doing this work for my wife. I'm doing this for my daughter, my son, my dog, my cat, whoever they're doing it for. Right? And devotees may put Krishna's photo there, or Lord Chaitanya's photo there, or Prabhupada's photo there, the Guru Maharaj's photo there, right? Why? Because they're thinking, that's going to inspire me to do better. So if you're thinking of Krishna all the time, you will be inspired to do more. You will have more energy. You will be able to do things amazingly. Some of these people are my team members. This is Jagannath Prabhu, and he's probably the world's top astrologer, by the way. And you can test it out, and I'll prove my words right when you talk to him. And next to him is Mother Tammy. Mother Tammy is. We have a core team that runs this program and other programs that develop from that. Very large programs, and we'll be doing this program, like I was saying today, going all the way to the highest level. The top businesses in this world, every one of us will be joining this program at some point when we are able to run it from grassroots, picking up from grassroots. Just like Ramachandra, who did he start with? When he wanted the war, He started with monkeys, right? And he defeated the greatest warrior on the planet, right? Nobody more powerful than Ravan. If you hear some things about Ravan, you'll think he must be God. That's how powerful he was. And yet, Lord Ram's monkeys defeated him, right? That's the power of Lord Ram, right? When Prabhupada came, who did he work with? Hippies, right? And hippies were considered nothing in America. They were considered like rejects of society. Now, we're not rejects, by the way. We're devotees. But devotees is easier to start with because you understand Jagannath, you know Krishna, you know this, that. It's easier, right? So we're starting here, but we're going to be doing this program with everybody. Everybody's joining us. There's a Christian person who's already joined us. Very powerful Christian. He's a professor at UTD. And he's chanting Hare Krishna 80 rounds a day. 80. And he's a devout Catholic. In his house, everywhere, Jesus Christ, everywhere. And he's reading Bhagavatam. And he told me, man, I wish I'd known this earlier in my life. I would have been a happier Christian. You know? And just 2 days ago, I was telling Jagannath, and you were not there, Mataji. But a Muslim guy by the name of Firoz, who's a doctor in Florida, called me. So Muslims will join us, Christians will join us, Hindus will join, everybody will join. I don't see any problem. Because God is God. He's not God if everybody doesn't join, right? But I have God. People not joining. Who are you God of? So anyway, so in this program, basically the way we do this program, it's a 1-hour program. In the house, you do 10 minutes of kirtan, chanting the Lord's names, and it can be call and response. And if you don't know how to do it, just go on Google and put on YouTube and turn kirtan on YouTube. You know how to do it, right? And then, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, please come. Prabhu, please sit on this. No, please don't sit there. Here, there's plenty of space here. Please come. Huh? Or if I call, you might have to leave. Yeah, I'm surprised you're here. Hare Krishna. And Mataji is your sister-in-law. Your sister-in-law. Yeah. Nice. You're older, younger than Bhakti?
I'm older.
You're older. Nice. Where do you live?
New Jersey?
New Jersey. Nice. These are your children? Yeah. Okay. And the little one, of course, your child. Nice. Okay. So, after 1 hour, after doing 10 minutes kirtan, we read from a piece of paper that tells us the 7 boons of doing kirtan. Now, when you read the 7 boons, I'll read them out to you so that you know what these boons are. You'll think to yourself, I should be doing kirtan all the time in my life. Because these 7 boons actually is how Krishna shows his love to us through these 7 boons. We get the right piece of paper here. Here it is. So in the 7 boons of doing kirtan, this is Lord Chaitanya speaking, that when you chant Hare Krishna, all victory will come to you. Now we all want to be victorious in our life. Every one of us wants to be victorious in our life. So when you chant, all victory will come, and give 7 boons. First is, it will cleanse the mirror of the heart. Because the heart is where we say is Atma and Paramatma. They're sitting in the spiritual heart. The physical heart is also here, but we're talking about the spiritual heart. There's Atma, Paramatma. And because it's not clean right now, we don't really see Paramatma and we don't see Atma properly. But when it gets cleansed, you're able to see yourself properly, who you really are, including your origins, where you came from, who you are eternally, not just in this life. You see what I'm saying? And also you come to know who God is and see God face to face. That's what happens when you cleanse the heart. So you can imagine how valuable that is, right? What an amazing boon, right? If you can do that. The second boon it gives is that it stops the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. In material life, there are a lot of problems in life, right? This issue, that issue. These are called miseries. All of us go through miseries. You see what I'm saying? Every one of us goes through miseries. This is the one that will stop that cycle. It cuts the cycle so that when you cut the cycle, it's just like, imagine this fan was oscillating at full speed, right? And we cut the cycle by turning the switch off. Does it stop immediately? No, it sort of winds down, right? So that's what happens. When you start chanting, the winding down process starts. And because of that winding down process, those who come to Krishna consciousness stay, they don't leave. Even though you can offer them, like, what to speak of 1 million. Say, for example, I said to the devotees who are here, if I give you $10 billion, will you give up Krishna consciousness? And they will say, no, never. Why? Because they've experienced value beyond $10 billion in Krishna consciousness. You see what I'm saying? Everybody is happy to give up something of lower value for something of higher value, right? Right? Imagine I say to a child who's playing with a toy, and the toy is a $20 toy, and instead I buy them a $5,000 toy, which is like a really elaborate, the child will say, yeah, I'll take the $5,000 one, give up the $20 one, right? Because it's a better toy. Just like all of us are driving cars today, right? We're not playing with a toy car anymore. How come? Because this is a better toy, right? Now you got a better toy to play with. You see what I'm saying? People always go for higher taste over lower taste. So this is what gets that process moving very nicely. Then the third is, the chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. Waxing moons mean the moon that is growing. There are two types of moon, waxing for 15 days, then waning for 15 days. Then becomes new moon. Then it grows again to full moon. Then goes down to new moon. It goes up, right, like that. So this is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. All of us want good fortune, but it says not just for us, for all living entities. So once you get the good fortune, your friends, your family, those who are related to will also get that good fortune. That is why, generally speaking, devotees say that after they came into Krishna consciousness, they have many more friends than they had before they were in Krishna consciousness, correct? It's many more friends, not just devotees, but even the others. Your husband has come. I don't know if he knows he knows how to open the door. Okay. He's smart enough. Hare Krishna, come in, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So, good fortune for yourself and for others. What a great boon, right? Number 4, it is the life and soul of all education. First of all, in this world, education is not understood properly. What does education mean? Right? So, in this world, education generally means understanding some knowledge that you can use in your life so that you can have some income in your life and can live a reasonably nice standard life, right? That is what education means. That is not the definition of education in the Vedas. In the Vedas, education means 3 things. It means jnana, which means knowledge, vijnana, which means understanding how to apply that knowledge properly in your life. Now, they don't teach that at university, you see what I'm saying? Like when I became an attorney, they taught me law, but they did not teach me how to apply it so that I can actually maximize my life. It didn't teach me that part. That I had to learn at work. You see what I'm saying? Application really starts when you find a job, right? Then the application of your knowledge really starts. Internship, this, that, and the other. And then the third thing, which is even more important than Jnana and Vijnana. What is more important than Jnana and Vijnana? It is called Sampatti. Sampatti means that now you know how to turn that into massive value. So you got knowledge, you know how to apply it, and you turned it into massive value. Now your education is complete. And this is the heart of all education. It is the soul of all education. Without the soul, what the body can do? Once the soul leaves the body, what can the body do? What is the use of education if the soul of education is not sitting in it? The soul is Krishna. The soul is the holy name of God. That is why it's very important. We've tried this with students. I had the family I got married into, my wife's cousin, they were living in London. And so, they were not too much into Krishna consciousness. They felt like this Krishna consciousness, all bhakti stuff is not important. More important, make money, do puja, make money, be happy, that type of stuff. Right? So anyway, some problem happened in their business. So they heard I do vastu and things like that. So they called me. Hey, I have this problem in the business. What I can do, right? So I told them what to do. But, I'm far away. So, no, we'll pay you a ticket. You come to London and then show us. So I flew to London. Because they were family, right? You can't say no to family. Others you can say no to. If I say no to them, my wife will get mad at me. And then they say, right? Happy wife, happy life, right? The wife is not happy, how are you going to be happy? So anyway, I flew to London and I met him. So met the family, very nice family. The eldest daughter was studying at university and she was having great struggles in getting grades. She wasn't getting the grades. She wasn't making the grades. So they said to me, can you do something for her? And I said, yeah, I can do something for her. So I said to her, okay, I said, I'm going to do something on you. That's a program where I'm going to reprogram your brain. And then, you Hare Krishna, you're going to teach her chant Hare Krishna? I said, yeah, I'm going to teach her chant Hare Krishna. But I'm going to reprogram her brain. So I said, I want you to chant Hare Krishna. So it made her chant with me, Hare Krishna. Then I said, now I'm going to show you how to do it. It's called anchoring. So what it does is that we all have in our lives what we call limiting emotions. And if you've done NLP, by the way, neuro-linguistic programming, they teach that in there also. So we all have limiting emotions. So what you do is you take take your limiting emotion and overlay it with 4 things that are stronger than that limiting emotion, so that limiting emotion becomes limited. You see what I'm saying? Like an example, in her case, she had fear of studies because she wasn't doing well in a test. So every time she'd go to a test, hands a little shaking, She starts sweating. Oh, I hope I won't fail the test. It's going to be tough. These are tough questions, you know what I mean? That type of stuff, right? Some people have that, right? They fear, and therefore they don't do well in the exam. Even what they read, they forget because of the fear. So I have to get rid of that fear, right? So I told her, I'm going to anchor your fear on this knuckle because I've got to put a point she can touch. And I said, what is the opposite of fear? To you, what is the opposite of fear? So she said, I love dancing. I said, okay, dancing is the opposite of fear. Because in dancing, she doesn't feel any fear. When she's dancing, she doesn't feel any fear. Okay, what are the times you don't feel? She said, when I'm laughing, I don't feel fear. I said, good. So I want to anchor laughing in there. So like that, I got her to tell me 5 things that were opposite in her mind. This is not dictionary opposite, okay? This is emotion opposite. Whatever emotion you're suffering, there's another emotion that counters it. It's not its opposite, it's just it does it in effect that it'll not kill it, but reduce the effect. You get the idea? So I anchored in her fear, then I anchored in 1, 2, 3, 4, and because she's using fingers, I anchored in her case, I anchored in the first 4, and then there's a way you say it. Okay? Now think of a time when you were fearful. What did you see? What did you hear? What did you feel? Then I say, now take your finger off, and then what did you have for breakfast this morning? That's called a circuit breaker. Now she's not thinking fear, she's thinking what I had for breakfast this morning. So it takes her out of the mood, you see what I'm saying? Then I put in the next mood, remember a time when you were dancing. Close your eyes, think of time. Okay, remember what you felt at the time, and now increase the feeling. What would make the feeling better? If your boyfriend walked in, that dance would be even better now, right? So things like that. So you anchor it in, and then you up. The good ones, you ratchet up. The bad one, you just talk about it. But the other one, you go ratchet up. And then she has all her fingers sitting on that, and then she takes off that finger that's on the fear. You see what I'm saying? So the others are firing, but the finger one is this one not firing, right? Then I tell open eyes, take your hands off. Now, I want you to think of the time when you were fearful. And she's trying to think, she can't think of the time she was fearful. Why? Because all the good cut away the bad. If you do that now, 3 times a day, doctor, right? Do it 3 times, 2 pills 3 times a day. Do it 3 times a day for 1 week, your fear of tests were gone. Right? 3 months later, she called me, she got all A's. People think, oh, you Hare Krishnas know nothing, you only know how to chant Hare Krishna. Hey, we know a lot, man. We don't talk about those things because for us, all those things somebody else can teach you, right? But who's going to teach you to chant Hare Krishna? That we can teach you that, right? So we talk about that. But it doesn't mean we don't know other things. Actually, you don't come to Krishna consciousness unless you are an extremely brilliant person. Only the top people come to that level. It's the top God. When you come to a top person, you have to be top yourself, right? You can't play in the A-League when you are a C-League team, right? A-Leaguers play with A-Leaguers. You get the idea? So the point is, normally we don't speak about these things in a program, We only talk about Krishna and Radharani and Gaurnitai and chant Hare Krishna and eat prasadam and chant, feast and dance and all these types of things. See what I'm saying? Anyway, so then it says the next one, the 5th boon, the chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. It makes you blissful. Transcendental life means life beyond material life. This is what people dream about all the time, right? Oh, hopefully, I can go to planet Venus one day and meet the people on planet Venus, right? Is that going to happen? Probably not. It can. It can happen. Now they're flying to different places. They're hoping that they're going to build a colony on Mars. I'm worried they may not be able to come back. That's my only concern. I think they'll make it there, but they may not. After that, trying to fly back from there back to Earth might not be so easy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the point is, this actually chanting gives you that experience. It's the experience people are looking for, right? When they talk about something, it's the experience. Like those people who want to become billionaires. Why do they want to become billionaires? Is it because they're going to eat $1 billion? No, they want the experience of a billionaire. You see what I'm saying? So if you get the experience without the money, that's just as good, right? Who cares? Prabhupada gives the example. When Prabhupada was here, $1 million was a big amount of money, I'm talking about 60s and 70s. So Prabhupada said, you can work for $1 million or somebody can gift it to you. What difference does it make? You still have $1 million, right? You get the idea? The idea is to have $1 million, right? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, come right in. And then it says, it gives a cooling effect to everyone. We all get excited at times and not very happy. Things get anxious. There's anxiety, this, that in our lives, right? So Hare Krishna calms you down so that you can actually think more clearly, do things better when you're calm. And finally, it enables one to taste full nectar at every step. We want to be happy at every step, right, in our lives. That's what Krishna consciousness does. So after doing 10 minutes of kirtan, we do 5 minutes of reading like this. And then we do 10 minutes of reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Here's the Srimad Bhagavatam on this. Today we're doing an installation of Bhagavatam as well. The family, Maraji is here from that family. We gave them a set of Bhagavatam, so they install a Bhagavatam. This is a Bhagavatam. There are 18 volumes like this. There are 12 cantos and 18 volumes like this. So the Srimad Bhagavatam has every information you can ever imagine in this. If you want to run a business, you can have no better manual than Bhagavatam to teach you how to do business. In fact, we're going to use it now. And we're going to be teaching people like Microsoft, Facebook, Tesla through this model. And they're going to find, whoa, we never heard anything like this. It's better than AI. AI is pretty good, right? Pretty strong. Everybody's running to AI right now, right? Yeah, they'll be flocking and running to Bhagavatam when we're done with them. You know what I'm saying? So, it may not happen in my life, but it will happen. We've started the process. That's why we're doing this, what we're doing right now. So, we read 10 minutes from the start cover to cover and go through all 18 volumes like that. And then after reading 10 minutes from the Srimad Bhagavatam, we read the 5 boons that Bhagavatam gives for 5 minutes. So now 10 minutes kirtan, 5 minutes reading the boons of kirtan, 10 minutes Bhagavatam, reading boons of Bhagavatam, another 5 minutes, altogether 30 minutes goes by. Then we do 20 minutes of something we call Amya. Amya is spelled A-M-H-Y-A. It has 5 things in it. In your life, please add Krishna's heart to your heart. That's called added hearts. M stands for me set, just like there's mindset, right? There's something called me set, which means set your whole self, not just your mind, but your body, your intelligence, your emotions, your relationships, your environment, your spirituality. All these need to be set, right? Then you are set. If just your mind is set, that's not good enough. You're not just your mind, right? Your intelligence is also there, your body is also there, your relationships are also there. These are all very important. So the 10 things in our life, that are the 10 dimensions of our life, we fix all 10 dimensions. That's called me set. You are set now. Third, we do heart-centered. Heart-centered means do things from the heart, but not just your heart. Because you added God's heart, now you're doing through God's heart as well, right? If you're doing through God's heart, you're going to do a lot better. And then, God has representatives, we call our mentors or guru. Use guru also, use to work through guru's heart, right? Then work through the heart of the heroes, the people who have succeeded. Like in Krishna consciousness, it's not just our guru we listen to, right? We also listen to others who have also got good information and knowledge. We call them our heroes, right? They're like our heroes. And then you have your own team. Like I have a team of people. You have a team. Listen to the team. Go through the heart of the team. And then your own heart. Put all these together, that's heart-centered. Now imagine if you do everything heart-centered. You're going to do much more amazing things in your life. And then the Y after that stands for Yobira, which means your omni-best identity reveals all. Every one of us is doing things based on 2 things. One is our identity, and the other is the three modes of nature. The three modes are controlling everything. Who are the three modes? Who are the bosses of the three modes? Mother Saraswati for mode of passion. Then Mother Lakshmi for the mode of goodness. And then Mother Durga for the mode of ignorance. These three ladies are controlling the whole world. Men might think we are controlling, you are not controlling anything. These three ladies control the whole creation. They are called the three modes of nature. The only other thing that affects what we are doing is our identity. Who am I? If I consider myself as a person who is meant to enjoy everything, that is called material life. If I consider myself as part and parcel of Krishna, and that my purpose is to help the whole, just like, for example, this little finger is part and parcel of me, right? Imagine this finger fell off and said, I think I'll run my own business. I'll eat my own food, and I'll do everything on my own. What do you think will happen? If this finger fell off my hand, what will happen? It will die. Slowly, it will die. That's what happens when we go away from Krishna. Krishna is like a big fire. A chingari comes out of the fire, like a spark comes out of the fire. What happens to the spark after a while? It dies. Unless it gets back in the fire. If it gets back in the fire, the spark remains alive all the time. Correct? So in the same way, if we stay connected to Krishna, that is called eternal life. If we are disconnected from Krishna, that is called temporary life or material life. Prabhupada calls it hellish life. Now if you think everything is hellish, now you know why. And you might think, no, my life is not hellish. Wait, you'll get there. Everyone has to learn the lesson. If not this lifetime, another lifetime. Last lifetime you must have done some very nice pious things that you're hearing this, all this. That's because of piety in the last life. But in some life you'll do some sin, right? Then you have to suffer in hell. So, what are the 7 boons of Bhagavatam? The first boon is, O nectar from the ocean of all scriptures, singular fruit of all the Vedas, rich mine of the precious gems of all conclusive truths, you are the only giver of light to the worlds. That's boon number 1. It's the nectar from the ocean of all scriptures. Not just Vedic scriptures, Hindu scriptures, but Christian scriptures, Muslim scriptures, Jewish scriptures, atheist scriptures, no matter what scripture there is, this is the nectar from the ocean. Just like when you do Samandra Manthan, you heard the story, when they churned the ocean, what happened? What came out? First the poison came out, right? Lord Shiva took the poison, therefore it's called Nilkant. Correct? Then came the pot of nectar. Right? And they all started fighting, then Mohini came and sorted the fight out, right? So this is the nectar of the ocean of all scriptures. It's the singular fruit of all the Vedas. Vedas is very big, okay? By the way, this Srimad Bhagavatam today is 18,000 verses. Do you know the original Srimad Bhagavatam was 1 billion verses? For Kali Yuga it was turned to 18,000 verses. Even 18,000 verses is so big that people think I can't read. Imagine if it was left to 1 billion verses. I think all of us may not even join Hare Krishna, right? You might think, forget it, not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But this is the singular fruit. Imagine you grow a mango tree and 1 fruit comes out from that mango tree. That fruit is going to be precious, right? This is the precious fruit of all scriptures. Rich mine of the precious gems of all conclusive truths. We're all looking for truths. This is the conclusive truths, rich mine. And then finally, you are the only giver of light to all the worlds. This world runs because of the light that it has. Imagine if the sun stopped. What will happen to this world? It'll be finished, right? It'll be the end of this world if the sun did not come out. So this is the sun that's risen in the darkness of Kali. Boon number 2, O life air of all the Supreme Lord's devotees. So the life air of us is called our prana. This is the prana of bhakti. If you don't have the prana, what type of health are you going to have? O Master, Srimad Bhagavatam, you are the sun risen in the darkness of Kali. You are the exact image of Sri Krishna. How do you like that? This is Sri Krishna in book form. We all want God with us. He is God in book form. Boon number 3, I bow down to you, who are supremely blissful to read. Your every syllable pours down a flood of prema. You can always be served by everyone. You are Sri Krishna himself. I bow down to you, supremely blissful to read. When we read Bhagavatam, you will feel bliss in your life. Your every syllable pours down a flood of prema. Every one of us is looking for love in this world, right? Who's not looking for love? Everyone is looking for love. One syllable of Srimad Bhagavatam pours down a flood of prema. Bhagavatam starts with the 12 syllables. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om is one syllable, Namo 2 syllables, Bhagavate 4 syllables, Vasudevaya 5, add them together, 12 syllables. One syllable will give flood of prema. What about 12 syllables? What about a full verse? What about 18,000 verses? Can you imagine what we're talking about here? This is the boon of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Then it says, you are always served by everyone. Bhagavatam is so kind, it's saying anyone can come and read Bhagavatam. You don't have to have a standard. You could be the biggest sinner on the planet and you can read Bhagavatam. It'll help you. You are Sri Krishna himself. At last time it said you are the exact image of Krishna. Now it says you are Sri Krishna himself. How do you like that? Now we complain, I don't know what Krishna is, I don't know who Krishna is. When will I have Krishna? And here Krishna is waiting and he's saying, when I have, it's just like, you're married, right? You're newly married and it's your Suhagrat, right? What do they call Suhagrat in language that everybody can understand? That's Hindi, right? Honeymoon. Like they say South India, honeymoon. Right? They spell it A-N-I-M-O-N, honeymoon. So anyway, so your honeymoon, right? Imagine you're in a honeymoon and then you say say it loud, when will I get married? Man, I look forward to getting married. One day I will get married. When will that day come? And your wife is sitting right next to you. She'll think, man, I married a certified lunatic. Now what is going to come to me? मैं क्या करूँ राम? बुढ़ा मिल गया. सबको हिलाए फूल, बुढ़ा गोभी लेके आ गया. So, that's what's going to happen, right? So we're saying Krishna and Krishna is with us and we're denying Krishna. What's wrong with us? Krishna is with us in the form of the book, in the form of the holy name. Krishna is with us. So this is the fourth boon. Then the fifth boon. Fifth boon is a knockout boon. It says, my only friend, my constant companion, my spiritual master, my great wealth, my savior, my good fortune, my source of ecstasy, I bow down to you. Everyone is looking for friend. This one is the only friend. Why? Because this friend stays for you, past life, this life, future life. Your current friend is not going to stay for you in your next life. And wasn't with you in your past life either. How many of you remember your last life best friend? Best friend. Forget the other friends. At least you should remember your best friend, right? You remember your last life best friend? Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But outside of Krishna and the devotees and everybody else, we don't, right? We don't remember our best friend, right? And you're not going to remember your best friend in this life either. You may think, yeah, my friend and I, we are tight. We are like in Gujarati, they say, langotias. Langotia means we wear the same dhoti. That's how tight we are. You know what I'm saying? So, that's when you die, I'm sorry. You will be forgotten, you will forget your best friend too. You see what I'm saying? But this is my only friend, my constant companion. Others can leave you, but Krishna stays with you all the time. My spiritual master. Who's better spiritual master than God himself? Right? Sri Krishna is the top spiritual master. My great wealth. There is no wealth in creation greater than God himself. He is the origin of all wealth. My savior. He is the one who saves us. Every time we get in trouble, if you build a nice relationship with Jagannath, I found that 9-10 weeks ago, Jagannath came, right? To our house, my house. Amazing things have happened since then. He's really saved me so many times in things that I had to do. He's a real savior. My good fortune. We're all looking for fortune. This is the best fortune. My source of ecstasy. We're looking for happiness in our life. This is the source of all happiness. I bow down to you. What a powerful boon, right? This is not like one boon. This is like a cluster of boons in one boon. And then the final one says, O bestower of saintliness to the unsaintly, O exalter of the most fallen, please never leave me. Always appear in my heart, my voice with pure love. So, this is bestow of saintliness. Bestow means giving something to you free. No cost, no charge. Right? Or bestow of saintliness to the unsaintly. We are unsaintly, this makes us saintly. Or exalter of the most fallen. Exalter means one who lifts from the bottom to the top. No matter how fallen you are, it will exalt you to the highest. In England, they did a test with children. They looked at their grades for in their life, and then they took them through Bhagavatam class. All of their grades shot up after Bhagavatam. After studying Bhagavatam for about 6 months, all of their grades shot up. Why? Because it exalted them. It raised them to a higher position. Everybody wants to be exalted, but they're looking for exaltation in the wrong place. They think this will do it, this will do it, this will do it, and they find frustration. But because that's what the world says, we are like sheep, right? We do what the world says. And where do we go? Where the world goes. And where is the world going to go in the end? It's going to be up and down, right? Sometimes to heaven, sometimes middle planet system, sometimes to hell. Then back again middle planet, then heaven, then middle planet. It's like a chakra. It's a samsara chakra. So they're caught in that chakra. And then it says, always appear in my heart and my voice with pure love. Love is the most powerful thing. If your heart is full of love and your voice is filled with the love of God, that is the most powerful thing in the world. So these are the boons of Bhagavatam. And then, like I said, we spent 20 minutes doing Amya, and I described what Amya was. I spoke about Yubira, and then after Yubira comes A, the last A, which is 5 steps you can take in your life that you can go from a small action to its biggest result. Those 5 A's are: first, you should understand your agency. What are you capable of? Second, you do something based on your capability. That will create some result, right? That's called an achievement. The achievement will make you feel authentic. I can do this. And fifth, it will make you happier. Affinity. That will feed your agency, make your agency even bigger. So then the cycle continues and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you realize you got a whole movement on your hands. This is the process that Prabhupada used. Prabhupada started in America with how much? How much money did he start with? 40 rupees. And do you know those 40 rupees was worth? No, it was worth 0. Why? Because the Reserve Bank of India said you cannot take rupees out of India at that time. It's illegal to take rupees out of India. If you want to convert rupee to a foreign currency, you have to do it in India with the approval of the Reserve Bank. That was the system at that time. So even the 80 rupees he could not convert. He gave it to the exchange guy. Exchange guy, sorry, I can't convert this because it's illegal. So even the 80 rupees was worth?
It's still the same.
Sorry? It's still the same? No, I think they do convert rupees now. I brought rupees back, they convert it into dollars in America. No, they do it now. You're allowed. Yeah, unless it's a very large amount, yeah, you're allowed. India allows you now to take money outside of India. Because India has now become a country that deals with other countries, you have to, right? If you don't do it, then they won't do it, and then now nobody can do it, right? So you have to make some. Sorry? Large monies you cannot do, yeah. Small amounts you can do. So my point is this, that these 5-level things, Amya, will help you grow from wherever you are to whatever the highest level you want to get to and beyond that. Because you may think that, like say for example, a child is born, 2 years later the child thinks, I'm going to leave my parents, I'll get my own education, I'll get the best job in AI, and I'll make $100 million a year. Do you know the employees who are making $100 million a year in AI today? Yeah, 100 million plus a year in AI. That's how much Meta is paying. That's how much Anthropic is paying. That's how much OpenAI is paying. They're top engineers. That's working, okay, they're earning that money. But Krishna can give you much more than that. You see what I'm saying? You may think something is great, but imagine that 2-year-old, what they thinking is great, can that compare to what the parent is thinking what's great? Parent is thinking much bigger, right? Parent already knows much bigger. That's why you should stay with the parent and get your education and leave after you finish your education, right? Don't leave before you need your parents. You still need your parents until you finish your education, right? Sometimes marriage also. You need your parents for marriage, right? Some people are getting married now without the parents. They're finding their own partner and they're not inviting even their parents to the marriage. So this is Kali Yuga. So it's going to happen. So anyway, point is that in this process, because we stay with Krishna, we're always with Krishna, amazing things then happen in our life. So this is, and then 10 more minutes are left and we do Kirtan again for 10 minutes. So that's the 1 hour program. That's Smyhl. That we call Sankirtan Mahayagya Harinam lifestyle. 1 hour a week. No one can say I don't have that much time. 1 hour a week, everybody has. But that 1 hour will become the seed from which will grow an amazing tree that will give you amazing fruits and flowers. So take advantage of that. So today what we're going to be doing is, from this point onwards, is we're going to be doing an installation of the Lord. This is Jagannath. In our Smyhl program, we have Jagannath like this. And this is made in Dallas, made by a wonderful devotee. She happens to be the sister-in-law of Anand Prabhu. By the way, Anand is our other, I forgot to say that, Anand is our core team member. He's so humble he didn't even put his hand up. He's also our core team member, really brilliant personality, very smart. So his sister-in-law, Ashwini, right, her name is, she made this. And so now I've already done about 5 installations. This is the 6th installation I'm doing here. And we only started doing this installation, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. Pretty much I'm doing one at the rate of 1 a week or 2 a week, like that. Now it's growing to 2 a week, started 1 a week, 2 a week now. People are asking and some people are waiting, like doctor is saying to me, when are you going to come and do it at my house? So, we're trying to time it so that everybody can get done. So what we will do in the installation basically is that we will do what is called a Pushpa Abhishek. Pushpa Abhishek means you're offering Abhishek with flowers, like we do for Radharani on Radhastami, like that. So we have some flower petals. We'll do a Pushpa Abhishek. And during the Pushpa Abhishek, the way we're going to do it is, first we're going to chant the mantras of the Abhishek, and then we'll chant the Nrsimha Homa. And while I'm doing Nrsimha Homa, I'll say Swaha. So instead of offering rice petals, we'll be having a fire there. You offer flower petals to the Lord. Because the reason you offer rice petals to the kunda is because the kunda is the mouth of Krishna, and you're feeding Krishna with the rice. So that is to show him love. Why are you feeding him? To show him love. But flower petals are considered even higher expression of love than rice. You see what I'm saying? So we're offering flower petals. And then what we're doing, instead of offering rice, we'll offer the full food to the Lord, the full bhoga to the Lord. So just like in a fire sacrifice, all you're offering is rice and ghee, right? Whereas here we're offering complete meal to Krishna. So every part of the homa is taken care of. Okay, it's being done scientifically, so it's a Nrsimha Homa at the same time. And then, after that, we'll do some more kirtan. And actually, we'll do, because it takes some time for everybody to offer flower petals. Because whenever I say Swa, everybody can put flower petals on the Lord, but some of you are behind, so you won't be able to reach. So don't throw your flower petals, hold it, keep holding it, and then come to the front and give it. You see what I'm saying? When everybody's done, then you come to the front, everybody come and give it at that time. I'll explain that again later. Okay, any questions, any thoughts any of you have about what we're doing today? If not, we're going to start with the Abhishek.
Prabhuji, you were mentioning about not to have fire yajnas at home. So how about like offering lamps and all? We also use sometimes 5 lamps. So
Yeah.
is that legally?
It's okay, so long as your fire alarm doesn't go off. Your smoke alarm, if it goes off, that's the problem. That indicates the fire is too big. Everybody, even in Christian homes, they do barbecue, this, that, and the other, sometimes inside also. That's all right. But smoke shouldn't be so heavy, fire shouldn't be so heavy that the house is in danger of burning down. Or people are in danger of being hurt. See what I'm saying? So they don't stop that. The only one now that they stop is, and not everybody is stopping, but sometimes you never know who can and who won't. It's up to the person, right? If the sheriff feels like, no, I want to stop it, doesn't matter which place in America you are, makes no difference. And now more and more sheriffs are doing that, because just truth be told, a lot of people are not very happy with Indians in America right now. You see what I'm saying? So if they can find a reason to get you out of the country, they'll be happy to do that. And you don't want to give them unnecessary excuse like that, right? You don't need to. Homa doesn't have to be done. The best Homa is Sankirtan Homa anyway, right? Kirtan Yagya is the process of the age. But we do the fire homa. Now at the temple you can do it because the temple is different. The temple is a place where religion is practiced in a certain way. So if it is a core element of your religion that you do fire sacrifices, they don't stop at the temple. At the temple we don't take out fire alarms anyway, right? There's no, even if there's a fire alarm, we do it in a place where there is no fire alarm, like that, right? Yes, Hare Krishna.
A lot of people do barbecue on the backyard.
Backyard, yeah.
Is the homa allowed in the backyard?
Yeah, you can do your homa in the backyard. Inside the house you can't. Outside you can do it, so long as the smoke doesn't come inside the house and set these guys off. Because sometimes you do it outside, you left your door open, right? Smoke may come in, right? And so you have to be careful. So I tell people, make sure your door is closed, windows are closed, And then in the end, what you do is take a little bit of the coal and take it inside the house and let the smoke go inside the house. That amount of smoke will not cause. Just like your agarbatti, right? Your incense does not cause fire alarm. So little big smoke is not a problem. It's just what we do is too much smoke. So no, it's good to know that. So we can still do homa outside the house. Some people do it in their garage as well, because in the garage you don't have and they make sure the garage door is closed. You know what I'm saying? But even that, there's some argument. Will it or will not be allowed? Even outside, if you have a roof over you, they may not allow it because the fire might start the roof off, right? So basically the idea is if you require a permit from the fire marshal, get it. If you don't require it, you're fine. So check with him. No? We're going to be doing this. It's a religious ceremony. I'm doing this. And generally when they do these big barbecues, they do it a little away from the house. It's not, it doesn't start. And plus, the thing that they do it on is already built for safety. Our kund is not built for safety.
Sheetrocks are not safe. Sheetrocks
Yeah.
are not safe on the fire.
Yeah. And even their barbecue pit is made for safety. In the sense the fire stays within the pit. It doesn't cause a problem outside the pit. You see what I'm saying? If you can make that type of fire kund, I'm actually researching it right now. There may be a fire kund that you can make where the fire burns, but the smoke doesn't come out, and also the smoke is limited to a certain height. You know what I'm saying? So if we can do that, you got it. Then you can do it even inside the house, so long as it doesn't cause a problem. You see what I'm saying? Prabhuji, you had your hand up? No. Prabhuji, how you had? Sorry.
Yeah, Prabhuji, one more question is, you said like we have to have one relationship with the Supreme Lord.
No.
Out of those five?
No, not like that. What I said was, with the Krishna that you are working with, there should be a relationship. I'll give you my example. Right? With Jagannath, he's my friend. Kalachandji is my father. Radharani is my mother with Kalachandji. It's the same Krishna. But there I have a relationship of father and mother. Right? Okay. With Radha Govinda, I have relationship of, they are the Yugal Kishore, Yugal couple. That's the Yugal couple. Because Prabhupada says the original couple is Radha and Govinda. In the scriptures, it's described. The original name of Krishna is Govinda. You see what I'm saying? So that's the Yugal couple. Then when I look at Balram, I think that's my friend's elder brother. I look at Mother Subhadra, I think it's their sister, but she's also Yogamaya. So not sister, Yogamaya, because that's a higher position, right? With Tulsi Maharani, she's queen, right? She's the queen in my life. This is my queen, I'm wearing her, So the queen is always with you, you're going to be okay, right? You see what I'm saying? So everyone you have a relationship. Lord Nityananda is my master by Nityananda Das, so he's my master, right? Nityananda Das, Nityananda, he's the boss, he's the master. I follow him. Lord Chaitanya is the most magnanimous, beautiful personality in creation, right? So I always look at him like, wow, you're so nice, he always so, magnanimous, right? So you can see now, I'm a relation, but that I don't change. I don't then say Lord Chaitanya is my Lord and Master, because the Lord Master is Lord Nityananda. I don't say Lord Chaitanya is my father, because Lord Kalchandji is my father. You see what I'm saying now? So with Krishna you can have many relationships, right? But you choose which deity is what relationship and stick to that relationship. You will see things will change. Now you have everybody in your life. You have your whole family, right? Who is missing? You have your friends, your relatives, your father, your mother, your dada, your dadi, your whoever, right? your son, your daughter, your grandson, granddaughter. Assign, relationships. Now you'll see, at the temple, when you come to the temple, it'll be much more meaningful. Because everybody has a meaningful relationship. And now you don't skim over anybody, right? You don't talk to your friend and not worry about your father, right? When you look at your father, you're really thinking of your father, right? You're not thinking of your friend at that time. You're talking to a friend, you're not talking to the father now, right? You can see what it means. It deepens your relationship. Plus, it's personal, right? So sometimes you need your father, right? Some problems you need your father to sort it out, right? So you go to your father. You don't go to somebody else, right? Correct? Like first time you came to America, you might have needed... Did you study in America, by the way? No. You finished your studies and then came. But you needed your father to pay for your visa, right? You don't go to your friend and say, pay for my visa. You go to your father, right? And if he says no, you get a little mad at him, right? You're my father. If you don't do it, who will do it? You see what I'm saying? So sometimes I get mad at Karl Chanji too. You're my father. If you don't, especially when I was temple president, a lot of times I had to talk to him, if you don't do it, who's going to do it? I can't do it, that one can't do it, that one can't. You're the only one who can do it. So who am I supposed to turn to now? You know what I'm saying? So you sort of have that relationship, right? Then you can talk. And he likes that. He wants that relationship. God wants us to. It's just like, your husband to somebody, right? Right? And imagine all day long she was taking arti of you, namo namo to you, give you some food, but never talk to you. How would you feel? You know what I'm saying? Right now you don't do any arti to him. Do you ever do arti to him? You do feed him. You do feed him. You do birthdays, yeah. But that's not an arti, right? Or do you do an arti actually on birthday? You do arti?
Just auction.
You auction?
Yeah.
You're selling him off to somebody? Oh, drishti, yeah, drishti, yeah. That's something else. That's not arti. That we do to people, right? We remove evil eye, they say. You remove the evil eye. That we do. Yeah. That's not an arti. The arti is like you light, you do arti. On the altar you're doing arti. You do that never, right? That's husband. No, you can't, with whoever you consider like God on the altar, right? You can't actually not do arti. You have to do arti, right? He's God. You have to do arti. So what I'm saying is you can see a specific relationship, right? Like that. Yeah, we know they're all God. I know Jagannath is God. He's God. He's Krishna. It's the best Krishna of all Krishna. He's the only Krishna that goes through all three pastimes of Krishna. No other Krishna goes through all three pastimes. He is the only one. So he's a very powerful Krishna. He is the Krishna that the gopis love, that the queens of Dwarka love. Everybody loves this Krishna. Whereas the gopis don't love the Dwarka Krishna. You know what I'm saying? The gopis only love the Vrindavan Krishna. You see what I'm saying? Like that. So this is Krishna that goes to everybody. So in that sense, that specific relationship, right? So, and then now you can cover all the five, right? Your Dasya, your Sakhya, you're all covered now, right? So you don't have to decide, right, which one is the one I'm in the spiritual world. Let Krishna reveal that at the right time. In the meantime, here, we're ready for any relationship, right? I want a relationship, that's all. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you do things like this, many people will become interested in Krishna. They will think, oh, this is very nice. Because with everybody else, you have only one relationship. You don't have a multiple relationship, right? Right? Like say, for example, if I worship Lord Shiva, and I've come from Lord Shiva's family myself, in the sense that we were very strong Shivites. And so then Lord Shiva told me to worship Krishna, and that's why I'm worshiping Krishna. I still have Lord Shiva on my altar. But in Shivites, Lord Shiva is Lord. He is the master. He's my master. He knows exactly what I have to do. He's very smart. He's Trikal Jnani. He knows past, present, and future. Anything I have, I turn to Lord Shiva. Every problem I have, I turn to only one person, Lord Shiva. Or sometimes Ganesh, his son. Sometimes to Parvati, the wife. But mainly when I turn to Lord Shiva, I turn to him for everything, right? So I'm having like only one relationship, really. Like say, for example, if I was a woman, I can't consider Lord Shiva my husband, you know what I mean? I'll offend Mother Parvati, right? I'll be in trouble. Who are you? You know what I mean? Right? Like that. So, and of course, Lord Shiva is a wonderful person. Lord Shiva himself is a devotee of Krishna. He's actually Krishna's top devotee. Vaishnava Nams Yatha Shambhu. That's written in scripture. This is not imagination. You see what I'm saying? And he himself says, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a whole section on Lord Shiva singing called the Song of Lord Shiva. And he's singing that song. And he's telling everybody, please worship Krishna. If you want to make me happy, worship Krishna. Still people don't worship Krishna because they think if I worship Krishna, that means Shiva is less. No. Since when? Right? Like say for example, you worship Kalachandji, right? Does that mean your husband is nothing? No. Doesn't mean husband is nothing. Husband is everything. Right? We say husband is like Narayan. Krishna, wife is like Lakshmi, right? Husband is like Narayan. You treat husband with a lot of love. Treat the wife with a lot of love, right? But just because you're loving God doesn't mean now everybody else is nobody, right? Everybody is not nobody. They're all connected. Same family, right? In the family, who is most important? Who is most important in the family? In your family, who is the most important? You. I mean, that's the honest answer. Right? Now let's go to second level answer. Who is the most important? Everyone is equally important, right? Are your daughters less important than you? Are they less important than your wife? Is your wife less important than your daughters? No. Everyone is equally important. Each daughter is equally important as everybody else, right? So in Krishna's family, everyone is equally important. How are we treating some people as less important, others more? That's our ignorance. We're in a mode of ignorance. You see what I'm saying? If you're in a mode of goodness, who is a what we call a in devotees there's the Kanishtadhikari, Madhyam, and then Uttama. What is the mark of the Uttama? He treats everybody like they are greater than he is, right? Or she treats everybody like everybody is greater than she is, right? That's Uttamadhikari, right? Uttamadhikari thinks, I am the most fallen. Everybody is more advanced. Correct? But that's not how we do things, right? We think, I'm most important, everybody is less advanced. We're upside down, you know what I'm saying? We need to correct that. So these are all coming from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is all coming from our own scripture. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah. No, you're welcome. It's a very good question. Because this is my biggest problem with Hare Krishnas. They do not have a personal relationship with God. And the difference between Hare Krishna was that it was supposed to be personalistic. It's a personal faith. You see what I'm saying? Personally. Have the personal relationship. That is more important. Right? Like in the case of, Vithala Panduranga, right? The devotee told him, you wait at the door. I'm serving my parents right now. All right? And he waited. Lakshmi came and said, how can they make you wait like this? He said, no, he's my devotee. He's right. His parents are important. His parents did everything for him, right? Yeah, I did, but that's a different style of doing, right? So anyway, but that's because he loved the parents. He wanted the parents to get the respect. He could have said, hey, come on, man. Your parents should be worshipping me too. He didn't say that. Right? That's Krishna. Krishna is so great that he can act like the servant of the servants of the servant. And still remain Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whereas when we become servant, people think, okay, now you're servant. now you're nobody. You see what I'm saying? Like that. So I noticed that when I resigned as temple president, before when I was temple president, like everybody have to say Hare Krishna. Now I walk back, they don't even see me going past. Right? Not everybody, I'm saying some people. But that is natural. See, position brings about respect. Correct? That's why people want position. So that they can be given some respect. People, no position, nobody cares, right? But the fact is, everybody is equally important. You see what I'm saying? So I don't feel bad about that. I feel good that finally I'm being treated for my real position instead of my artificial position. You see what I'm saying? That's artificial. You're not temple president for life. When I became temple president, one of my god brothers said to me, Nityan, I want to tell you something today. So I said, what? He said, remember, you're devotee for life, but you're not temple president for life. He said, don't ever forget that. I said, thank you. I never wanted to be a temple president, but somehow my spiritual master wanted me to do it, so I did the service. But my point is that every one of us should be highly respected and loved. You see what I'm saying? And in fact, the least respected one, if you serve them, Krishna will become more happy with you. Because he'll realize, this is my child too. The child that's being given less attention, the parents will love even more, right? Because the parents will think, what can we do to make that child come up too? Imagine you have like 2 daughters, one daughter became a multimillionaire, and the other one was standing on the street begging for, food, right? How would you feel? You'd feel, why didn't the other sister help this sister, right? Shouldn't that sister help this sister? Shouldn't you too be making sure that the daughter is also fine? Why is she standing on the street? So Krishna also feels like that. So if a sister comes and helps the other sister, the parents become very happy, right? Oh, she's a good sister. She helped the other sister. You see what I'm saying? So if we help others, if we serve others, that is called Jeev Daya. If you do Jeev Daya, then you can have Nam Ruchi. Nam Ruchi means now you have taste for the holy name. And if you have Nam Ruchi, you will do the number one thing in the planet. And that is Vaishnava Seva. There is nothing higher than Vaishnava Seva. Krishna becomes happiest when you serve a Vaishnava. And Lord Shiva is the top Vaishnava. So we should stop. I hear a lot of times Hare Krishna criticize Lord Shiva. They're making a big mistake. Lord Shiva is Krishna's greatest Vaishnava. And since Vaishnava Seva is the highest thing anybody can do, higher than chanting, higher than reading, higher than initiation, higher than becoming a guru, higher than anything service you can do in this world, is Vaishnava Seva. But you cannot come to Vaishnava Seva if you did not do Jeev Daya, because you won't know what Daya is, right? Jeev Daya means they're the ones who are asking for it. You say no to them, not asking you going to... Vaishnavas don't want Seva, right? If I try to serve you, you say, no, let me serve you. Everybody's trying to serve each other, right? Pele aap. The whole train's gone, right? You see what I'm saying? So that's our situation right now. Jeev Daya, right? Then comes Nam Ruchi. Now you have taste for the holy name. Now when you chant Hare Krishna, your chanting is going to be deep. Because you have a heart for others. Vaishnava janta tene kaiye je peed paraya jane. That's Jeev Daya. Nam Ruchi, then Vaishnava Seva. So that's the process. If you do these 3 things, then you go back to God. So in that sense, we actually, this Smyhl program is for that. 1 hour a week. Now we can do 1 hour a week. Anybody can do, right? Before you tell them, come to Bhakti Vriksha. How many people come? How many people join a Bhakti Vriksha? How long have you been doing Bhakti Vriksha now in your house?
Maybe 7, 8 years.
8 years. Let's just say 7 years. And you started with how many people?
Started with 1 or 2.
1 or 2. And today you have?
Maybe I have 30 to 40.
Say 50, right? So you went from 2 to 50, 25 times in 7 years. And we're saying in Smyhl, we're going to go from 1 to 10,000 in 1 year. Right? 10,000 Smyhl programs all over the world. Okay. Smyhl program is very easy because in Bhakti Vriksha, first of all, it's only at the same time every week, right? So you have to schedule it. So if your wife, not your wife and husband, but your daughter is getting married, right? I keep coming back to the husband getting married. Because it doesn't sound right. Anyway, your daughter is getting married, you're not going to go to a Bhakti Vriksha, right? Not everybody comes to Bhakti Vriksha because they have a reason, right? Job, family, health, so many reasons, right? They can't come to Bhakti Vriksha. Good reasons. They can't come, right? But 1 hour a week, any time of the week, now do they have a reason? And only 2 people are needed to do that. 2 people should sit together, 10 minutes of Kirtan, 5 minutes read the boons of Kirtan, 10 minutes Bhagavatam, 5 minutes reading the boons of, 20 minutes of Amya, and we show you what Amya is, by the way. Then 10 minutes of Kirtan, that's it. Then have some prasadam, whatever you like. You can do you can do anything after. That 1 hour a week will transform them for the whole lifetime. Just like those who come to your Bhakti Vriksha are more serious in their chanting than others, right? Why? Because the Bhakti Vriksha teaches them to become a little serious in their chanting. You see what I'm saying? At home you can't become serious. At Bhakti Vriksha you become serious. So the same way when you do Smyhl, you become more serious to do Kirtan, to read Bhagavatam, and to progress in your life. Progress, it what makes people happy. When they're not progressing, they're not happy. Success does not bring happiness. I'll give you an example in your case. At one time, you thought you'll be successful if you came to America, right? Today you're in America. Do you think that is success? No. Now it is, in America, I should make $1 million a year. I'm not saying you're saying. But now, there's another level, right? It's not just America now. It's America plus something. And then once the America plus something happens, what is going to happen? America plus plus. Plus, 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 plus. And one day you become Hiranyakashipu and you own the 3 worlds. And then what happens? Krishna comes and he squishes you like a bug between the 2 fingernails. Then you die. Okay, this is the great benefit of material advancement. You worked hard. You made it all the way to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu owned all the 3 worlds. There was not a place, a point of a needle can sit that didn't belong to Hiranyakashipu. The altar in the temples, all the deities were taken away. Hiranyakashipu's picture was put there as God. The mantra changed from Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya to Om Namo Hiranyaya Namaha. Right? That's how powerful he became. And then what happened? God comes, sits him on his lip, takes his fingernails and crushes him like a bug. And he dies. Wow, what a nice death, right? How many of you would like to be crushed like a bug between the fingernails of your temple president? And that was your glorious death. This is material success. And people are chasing after it like there's nothing else to do in life. There's only one business. Whereas if you chase Krishna with the same, you'll have the material things, by the way. Krishna's devotees are not poor. The reason they are poor is because Krishna is showing that they still love me. Poor or rich. Krishna has rich devotees, he has poor devotees. He has educated devotees, uneducated devotees. He has tall devotees, he has short devotees. White devotees, black devotees. Right? All of them are happy. Blacks in Dallas, in our movement, like blacks nearly in America don't consider themselves very happy, right? They feel like we discriminate this, that and the other, right? Who is our chief pujari? Black person. Who is our God? Another black person. You can see him right here. That's not white color, okay? That's not gray, that's not yellow, that's not blue, that's black. So our problem, we don't have any problem with anything. You can be white, Mataji is so white looking, right? You can be so white, you can be so black, doesn't make any difference. You love Krishna, that is your greatness. And you have, Mother Chandravali is very happy, right? She doesn't feel, oh, I'm black, nobody cares for me at the temple. No, she's the boss. My wife is the chief pujari now, but she has to call Chandravali for approval on everything. Mother Chandravali is okay if I do this. Even though she's now the head, but there's respect for the old head, right? You keep the old head as the real head. She tells everybody, she is the real boss, not me. Even though on the books she is the, but you see what I'm saying? So, doesn't matter if she's black, so what? If she's yellow and she's Chinese, our what you call, treasurer is Chinese, right? She loves taking money, but she doesn't give money. You can give any amount, she'll take it. You ask her for money and she'll show you your face, you'll run away. That's Chinese, right? She doesn't complain, I'm Chinese, nobody cares about me. Everybody cares, right? Everybody cares. Makes no difference. You see what I'm saying? Everybody is loved. With Krishna, everybody is loved. Makes no difference whether you are the person sweeping the floor or you are the temple president. You are equally loved. That's life, right? That's good life. So Smyhl is doing that. We're going to create that in the society now. We're going outside Hare Krishna and saying, please join. But we're asking devotees also to take it up because you know people outside who you think can do Smyhl for 1 hour, right? A week. Just teach them how to do it 1 hour a week. That's your preaching, right? You reached out to somebody. Lord Krishna says, who is the best devotee? The devotee who teaches this science to others is the best. And there never will be anybody who will make me happier. That person is who makes me happiest, and there never ever will be anybody who will make me happier than that. 1869. Bhagavad Gita 1869, right? So Smyhl is like an easy way to preach. Most of us are too shy to preach. Yeah, we think, I don't know, who am I? I don't chant properly myself. I don't read properly myself. I'm telling somebody, you chant and read. So they feel like I can't do this. But Smyhl is not that. Smyhl is saying, Kirtan 10 minutes, everybody does Kirtan, right? Reading Bhagavatam 10 minutes, that may not be happening, but you should be doing it. Every one of you should read Bhagavatam every day. You get these 5 boons, yeah? Come on. Everything is there in the 5 boons. And then do Amya, which is these 5 steps, and we show you how to do that. Simple. We have a piece of paper we give to you, and then in the paper it says what to do, and then you just do it. That's it. And then you will see from that, they will say, you are my best friend. You help me in my life in ways nobody else helped me. And it's free. We're not charging anything. That's the problem. So now we've got 5 tiers. Our first tier is the employee tier. You have to pay $300 to do that in a year. $300 a year you have to pay us. Then we let you do it. Then comes professional tier. You have to pay $3,000 a year to do that. Of course, the Amya becomes more expanded. It becomes more according to what you need to do in your life, so it helps you more powerful. Then comes the small business. Small business have to pay $10,000 a year to do it. Then comes medium-sized business. They have to do $50,000 a year. And finally, the biggest businesses like Microsoft will charge them $500,000 a year to do Smyhl. You might think, wow, you're joking. You watch. There's called a science to pricing in life. At a certain price, you will attract certain type of people. If you go to Microsoft and tell you, I got a $10,000 program, they won't even listen to you. They'll say, take your $10,000 program and go to the Hare Krishnas. And the Hare Krishna will say, we don't charge anything for anything, so we don't want 10,000 either. So you're stuck on both sides. You know what I'm saying? It's Hare Krishna, everything is free, right? Yeah, you charge, they don't pay. Now they are charging. People are charging for Bhagavad Gita programs, right? And people are joining. Why? Because they know there's value, right? But at a certain price, you will attract a certain level of customer. So we created all these price systems, and we don't care which one you join. You can join the 0 one, or you can join the $500,000 one. From our point of view, it makes no difference. We are going to bring in Krishna into your life. We're going to bring God into your life. Now we might call him Allah, we might call him Christ, because which country we're in, right? So it's okay. It's the same Krishna. We call him Allah. But they read the same boons. So this is new way. This is Prabhupada's idea, by the way, he gave when he was here. Nobody did it. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj asked me to do it in 1983 when I got my initiation. That's 43 years ago. And now I'm doing it. And now I have these wonderful team members who helped me made it really powerful. When you see our websites, you're going to be surprised. Powerful websites, teaching this at different levels. So please join, please do this. You will get the benefit. Krishna will say, oh, you help somebody become Krishna conscious, then you are the best. Nobody's better than you. This is not a guru system, by the way. I'm not the guru and everybody's my disciple. No. We're all devotees, and every devotee can do as great as they want. You see what I'm saying? That's why I refused to become a guru. I was asked to become a guru, to take disciples. But I said, no, if I do this, if I want to do something like this, then that won't help me. Because then people will think I'm looking for disciples. They'll think, oh, he's giving class and he's hoping some of them will become his disciple. That's not my interest. My interest is you please come to know Krishna and become truly happy in your lives. By the way, this thing is being broadcast on YouTube. Anybody can watch this on YouTube, what I said. So it's not just I'm talking to a private audience and therefore I'm saying things for your audience. Even ICE will listen to this and say, oh, this is what he said. You see what I'm saying? So this is for the benefit of everyone in this world. Everyone can benefit and get close to God and become truly happy in their lives. So that's our Father, right? He says he's our best friend. He says he's our Father. And third thing he says is Mamai Vangsha Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatan, which means my whole estate, you are entitled to my estate. You are my part and parcel. You are my family. Right? Just like whatever you own, your daughter owns too, right? Yes? Your wife owns it too? Yes. You see? So in a family, everybody owns. Correct? So if you're Krishna's family, that means you own everything Krishna has, right? What a nice offer he made there, right? So let's do that. Okay? I know you're all very tired, especially those of you sitting on the ground. It's very hard to sit like that. But, You did it, Krishna will bless you unlimitedly for taking the austerity. It's not easy. Most people, I like them sitting on chairs. In our programs, we always have chairs, lots of chairs. Some of you know, we put up chairs and we ask people to sit on. It's easier to sit on a chair than sit on the ground. But some people like to sit on the ground. Some people do it out of respect, or they think that's the type of program someone sit on the ground. Or some people like you two, your parents told you, your mother told you, right? Go and sit on the ground. And then they say, okay, we'll go and sit on the ground. What can we do? We got this mother in this life. Hopefully in our next life, we won't need any more mother. We'll be the boss ourselves. Mother won't boss us anymore. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we'll get started with the ritual. So in this point program, what we'll do is, the men will stand on one side, the women whichever side, but different. And then we take flower petals, and I'll be chanting some mantras. And after I finish chanting mantras, and you can all chant with me the mantras. After we finish chanting the mantras, I'm going to start the Nisinga Homa mantra. And some of you know the mantra. It's the Maha mantra of the previous age. The Maha mantra of the previous age was Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisingam Bhishnam Bhadram Mrityur Mrityum Namamyaham. That was the Maha mantra of the previous mantra. This mantra, the Maha mantra is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Manvantara is a very long period of time, by the way. Many, many billions of years go by. Actually, trillions of years go by. So we'll do then when I say Swaha, you offer the flowers. Make sure the flowers reach Lord Jagannath and Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Prabhuji and his wife, they actually took the Bhagavatam set, and we normally do an installation. So I said, let's do it at the same time. So we'll do the installation, right? And so make sure that the flower petal reaches them. I'll put the Bhagavatam next right there, so it makes it easier. And then what we'll do is, before we start, we'll take the fruits away from there. And yeah, we'll have a lamp that we'll light, because there'll be the fire. And also, for those of you who are standing a little to the back and you can't reach with your flower petals, hold on to them, okay? In the end, you can come and offer the fall. But make sure you have 9 flower petals, because you will be offering 9 times. So make sure you have 9 petals in your hand, okay? 1 petal at a time. Okay? Is that clear? Any questions? No? Thank you all very much. Vanchakalpa Turubhascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you very much. Anant Koti Vaishnava Brindaki Jai. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There is also Krishna stories.
Huh? No, we don't need that. The mic is for only outside people. They have to work inside.
Oh.
Actually, it might be better to put it here because outside people can hear that.
Okay.
Because it might not reach anyway. That's okay. This is good enough, Prabhuji. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. The other one is like, Okay, so the men can stand on this side. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I'm leaving this here, and I'll do mine separately. Yeah.
Prabhuji, you said we want to take out the fruits or keep them?
You can leave the fruits there. These ones I would take out because then flower petals fall on that, it might become. But these ones, the flower petals fall, it's no problem. And then the water can be taken away. Okay. What we might do is just keep a little. You guys will find a little gap here so that some might come from the back and off the flower petals will go back again. That way. Okay. So those of you know the. Remember, you'll be offering the flower petals 9 times. Okay. Just everybody should know. All right. So you guys can come up a little bit. Don't stand so far at the back. And yeah, stand on the men's side a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay, this is good. Yeah, perfect. This is perfect. All right, so if you know the mantras, we'll say them together. Okay. First, we'll say Jai Jai Shri Jagannath Ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. So if you know the prayers, you can sing along with me. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guroho Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishaka Anvitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Okay, before we do the rest, I'm going to be going through the whole thing because you have to say the whole prayer. So if you don't know the whole prayers, don't worry, just let me say it, okay? Because you'll have to go through every prayer, and I don't want you to feel embarrassed that you didn't know a particular part of a prayer. That way, we'll just say the mantra with all the happiness. So just say with me, and we're going to start with the pranam mantra of Radhanath Maharaj because Mataji is the disciple of Radhanath Maharaj, and then we'll go to Prabhupada mantra. So Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanatha Swaminiti Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadeshtarine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shiva Shubhanavi Devi Deitaya Kripabde Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurya Jvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murte Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Mute Vipralambara Sambhode Padambujayate Namaha Nama Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Vara Gauravirbhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarva Bhaumaha Sri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Vanchakalpa Turubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Mahavadanyaya Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gurtishe Namaha Panchatattvatakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Surato Pangor Mama Manda Mater Gati Matsarvasva Padam Bhojo Radha Madana Mohano Divyad Brindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Shrimad Ratnagara Singhasanastho Shrimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Prishthali Bihi Sevyamana Smarami Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Bamshi Bata Tatastitaha Karshan Venusvaner Gopir Gopinath Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the Maha Mantra 3 times. The first time we repeat it, I'm going to say Esha Pushpanjali. Actually, what we'll do is for every time we do it, I'll say Esha Pushpanjali. So at that time, offer 1 flower petal, okay? Not all, because you remember all the flower petals in your hands, you have to divide into 9. So make sure you offer them in 9 times. So don't throw all your petals at once. You need to only throw 1 petal at a time. If your petal can't reach the Lord, hold on to it. When we chant the next Maha Mantra, at that time you can come and give it, or just hold it till we finish all 9, okay? And because after every time we do the Maha Mantra, we have to touch our hands to the floor. We have to do pranam to Jagannath and to Srimad Bhagavatam. So just follow the process, okay? But let's just chant the mantra together first. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, and wait, and then okay, let's do that 9 times. I'm going to change it. We're going to do it when we do the Nrsimha Homa. We'll do the Swaha and then the Nrsimha Homa. Let's chant. We've done it twice. Let's do it another 9 times, so it happens 11 times. Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, 3 more times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, 1 more time for good luck. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so now we're going to start the Nrsimha Homa. To start Nrsimha Homa, first we have to light the fire. The fire has been lit, but I'll chant the mantra for it. Om Kravyadam Agnim Prenomi Duram Yamarajam Gachatu Rip Pravaha. So basically this prayer says that we're inviting Yamaraja, because in a fire sacrifice, Yamaraj is the Lord of Dharma, and so we invite him so that some dharmic program can get started. And the other person we invite is Mother Yamuna, because his brother and sister take care of all the fire sacrifice arrangements. So Yamuna, we actually bring in the form of a particular color. In this color, the color is blackish, and we can see that on Jagannath's face there's a lot of black there. So I've already in my mind invited Yamuna Devi to join us as well. And now we're going to chant the mantra for the Nrsimha Homa, which is the mantra we just spoke about. So we'll chant that mantra together, and after we chant once, we'll offer the flower petal once. And then we'll repeat that 9 times for the full fire sacrifice, okay? So let's get started. First I'm going to say this, and then when I say swap, first off the first flower petal. Jai Sri Nrsimha Homa ki Jai. Sri Nrsimha Homa Sampurnam Swaha. Okay, then let's chant the mantra. And as we chant the mantras, those in the front, if you can just stay in the side so others can come through the middle if they want to. They don't have to. And you can hold on till the end and then offer all the flower petals at the end, okay? Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisingham Bhishnam Bhadram Mrityur Namamiham Swaha. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisingham Bhishnam Bhadram Mrityur Namamiham Swaha. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisingham Bhishnam Bhadram Mrityur Namamiham Swaha. Om Ugram Viram Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisingham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namamiham Swaha. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisingham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namamiham Swaha. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisingham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namamiham Swaha. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisingham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namamiham Swaha. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisingham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namamiham Swaha. One more time. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nisingham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namamiham Swaha. Okay, so those of you who did not offer, you can come up. Those of you in the front, please move to the back so that the others can come up and offer their flower petals. Okay, so we'll do kirtan while we are waiting. So the food is ready for serve out, Smita Mataji? So you guys can start preparing for the food to be served out. In the meantime, we'll start some kirtan, okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama take the bhoga off, the prashadam off, the altar, and then we have more flower petals there. Everybody come and offer some flower petals, and then offer a prayer to the Lord, whatever you want from the Lord. Before we do that, I want you to explain what's happening here. Today we're doing an